2 of my exes came back into my life, and things are getting confusing.
X marks the spot?
This is an anime on Crunchyroll. Trigger warning for mentions of self-harming thoughts. Honestly, this is going to be incredibly hard for me to sum up. My name is Alex, male 36, and I have 2 exes, Ava, female 36, and Rachel, female 34. Up front, there's a lot of context I can't really put in here, both for space and for fear of being too easily identifiable. I'm keeping this as anonymous as possible. By the way, this comes from throwaway3conf811, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So,
I'm preemptively getting the whiteboard.
we only have 3 characters.
I feel like there's gonna be more.
Dakota can't handle the 3 characters. It's just too much.
No, I'm just getting it ready.
Okay. I've known Ava since we were 11. We met at school, kind of one of those K through 12 prep schools. We met in the middle school portion of things. She's about 2 months older than me, and we were close pretty much immediately. We didn't really start dating until after we graduated and ended up, by coincidence, both going to the same college in the same major. That's a lot of coincidences.
Coinky dink.
I don't buy it. It felt like fate, and we started dating after a supposedly platonic birthday hangout became less so fairly quickly. We almost moved in quickly about 4 months after we started seeing each other. Things got strained when her dad got sick. I went with her back to her family home in Montana, where she and her big butt family...
Huh? Maybe just large.
Big family.
Big butt family.
Huh?
Where she and her big family, she has 6 brothers, she's the only sister, Weasleys, huddled together and mourned, and I very much was out of place. I'm not mad about that, it's just a fact. I did get to meet her dad, and he did seem to approve of me, which I did appreciate. I feel, would they not have met having like kind of grown up together? I thought they went...
Right, they were school friends.
He's known Ava since she was 11.
But maybe they weren't like really like tight.
Oh, go home to them.
It was just like I knew
never,
of her.
He never went to any event. That's kind of crazy. How does he not know them? A lot of Ava's friends from before we met reconnected with her, including douche B, I'll call Todd, male 27. But I wasn't going to try and tell her who to grieve with. Anyway, after her dad passed, I still don't know what he was sick with. She was a wreck and decided to stay with her mom and brothers for a while. Did this man know anything about the girl that he was dating?
Why? Yeah, I don't...
He doesn't know what her father passed away from?
Well, I mean, sometimes...
He never met her? He's known her since she was 11.
It could have been like a weird illness or like a...
But you don't ask? You're not like,
one.
oh my God, like, I'm so, like, what's going on? Like, what is he sick with?
Maybe he did, and she was just like, it's a...
You know what?
It's
Maybe she
complicated.
told him, and she was like, it's insert really long, hard to say illness. And he was like, whoop.
Yeah, streptococcal pneumonofungal geongulus.
I figured that was fine. I was more than happy to stay if she needed me too. But I did also have to deal with my own issues because my own dad was sick around the same time and has been for years. Cancer in his lungs, his back, even inside his brain. He kept fighting it off. It would be in remission, and then it would come back somewhere else inside him. I honestly think they'd sent me off to school so I'd not see him in decline. I ended up having to go back to West Virginia and spent a month there. My dad passed, and I stayed with my mom, Sharon, female 58, and my sister, Jess, female 28, and helped with all the tedious things you have to do when someone passes. Dad had basically drafted up a will deciding who got what, not that there was much to get. I was 19 and Jess was 21 at the time, and we were both in school, so mostly the little money left was to take care of Sharon or keep our tuition paid. During this period of time, I hadn't been able to really keep in touch well with Ava. I texted her and called, but she was occupied in grieving, and while I was sad about Dad, I also knew that in his case, it was merciful that he finally passed. I decided instead of trying to call or text, I'd just head back and surprise her.
Well,
I don't know if that's the best idea when someone's grieving.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to just show up on their door. Maybe give a little heads up.
Yeah, maybe a text being like, hey, do you need anything?
Yeah, do you like have the emotional
swing
space
by.
for me to come over? I didn't know I would also be surprising Todd.
Oh. Ooh.
in our apartment.
Well, it's Todd.
You might think there was a screaming fight or something. There wasn't. I saw them, saw their faces as they disentangled on the couch and turned and walked out the door. Yikes.
It was just a weird stretch routine.
It's just it was just yoga.
Yeah.
Slept on campus for a while thanks to a very supportive adjunct professor. Got my own place. Stayed well the F away from Ava. Couldn't talk to her. Felt like I'd crack open if I did. It took me 2 years to get over her. And also, Madeline Jean has a good point. I think he's going back to his apartment. Yeah, that was clarified. In fact, I didn't until Rachel fell off a ladder and on to me. What? Like literally?
There's a Rachel.
There's a Rachel and she fell off a ladder and on to OP.
From the heavens.
I'm sorry,
OP's
is this
life.
not a plot line to an anime?
I mean, it could be a Hallmark movie.
This is like romance. Do you know the anime Romance Killer?
Nope.
Okay. This is like Romance Killer, but with a man. Or I was about to graduate when that happened. Rachel was very different from Ava. Ava was somewhat reserved, obsessed with excelling at school and in her chosen field, was always trying to make her whole family proud. Rachel had it's complicated with her family, but was a grinner, a bit of a troublemaker, and honestly, the hottest woman I've ever seen in my entire life. Yes, still.
But mostly I like that she grins a lot.
She grins so much. While Ava was beautiful, Rach was so much more emotional, empathetic, and just plain fun to be around that I fell in love with her despite trying very hard not to. We were married within a year. Wow.
It doesn't feel like you tried hard at all.
Nah, you tried. 0%.
Married within a year.
I had just graduated and was working in my field. I was basically a half step above an intern, but my foot was in the door, and so far my shoe hadn't been crushed yet. And for 2 years, it was great. Until Rach's harmful substance user, drink user, witchmonger of a father showed up.
Wow.
Let's call him Pig because F him.
Pig.
And he was probably in his late 50s at the time, and now he's been closing in on 70.
You could have picked a different name that doesn't make him sound cool, arguably.
Pig?
Yeah, dude. You've never met anyone named Pig, have you?
No.
Exclusively all the people I've met with the name Pig are cool.
How many people have you met named Pig?
Not a lot, like a couple. And it's like it's a nickname, but they're hard workers.
Okay.
And they're cool.
I have a joke, but I won't say it. Pig and I fought a lot. We fought about all the money he was draining out of Rach. We fought about how often and casually he would crush her emotionally and leave her feeling worthless. The wild, somewhat rebellious, always adventurous woman I fell so hard for got washed out and gray whenever her dad was around. I'm not proud of the next thing, especially since he used it perfectly. I went out to try and bond with the a-hole. In my defense, I didn't know half the crap he was up to at the time, and he got me stone wasted and took pictures of me with a woman he found at a bar and showed them to Rach. You're gonna say, and she believed her awful dad over you? And man, I felt that exact way for years. But my therapist made a point about how living in a harmful situation F's you up, and I figured it made sense. We tried to tough it out for a couple of months, but she was broken and I lost her. As is my wont, I ghosted the whole situation, moved, changed my number.
What? Dude!
That's like your MO?
As is my wont.
I'm sorry? He's like, you know how it goes. I ghosted, changed my number?
Oh my God, that makes you look maybe just a little bit guilty.
A little bit, yeah. I'm sorry. She's going to go to her friends and be like, yeah, my ex-husband cheated on me. He swore he didn't do it, but then he like ghosted me and changed his number and fled the country.
State. Crazy.
That's insane. That was about 10 years ago. Things sucked personally, but I was doing fairly well in my career. In fact, I ended up being called as an expert witness in a lawsuit that involved Ava, who'd been one of the people who worked on the project and had correctly pointed out that the design in question needed specific materials or it would fail. This is a freaking anime. There's too many coincidences.
Architects? Architects?
What? What are you talking about?
Well, I don't know. What does she
Working
do?
project and it correctly. She's probably an engineer. That the design in question needed specific materials or it would fail. Because I think they both.
Yes, that does sound pretty engineer-y.
While I didn't think much about Ava as a girlfriend, she was clearly both conscientious and thorough in her documentation, and I did kind of admire that. It was weird to see my cheating ex again, but I tried to be professional because I didn't want to screw up the suit and get punted. After that was over, we exchanged a few words, nothing major, but she inquired about my father. It occurred to me that I never actually told her what had happened and shared that he'd passed away while I was in West Virginia, which hit her harder than I'd expected.
He never told her that his dad passed away.
But didn't his dad pass while they were still together?
No.
He passed afterwards?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think. From my memory.
Yeah.
Yes.
We didn't really see each other for another year or so, but at a conference I ran into her and a group of her friends, and some of which had been my friends once. One of them, Olivia, female 27, wanted to buy me a drink.
Ooh.
Everyone's trying to get with OP.
Ooh.
Apparently, Ava had told everyone the story of me showing up at her court case and proving that she'd done her job properly. And I ended up carefully drinking a few with them while they talked about their lives. I ended up just slightly buzzed. I'd learned my lesson from Pig and suddenly alone with Ava. So, bolstered by liquid courage, I finally asked the question I'd been curious about for some 7 or 8 years. Why Todd? She hadn't even seen the guy in years. Why hook up with him and why in our apartment? Well, Ava told me some crap I almost wish I didn't believe, but her demeanor was so unguarded that I kind of do. She decided to take herself off the board, so to speak, but she didn't want me or anyone to mourn her. She called the house and found out I'd already left and was on the way back home, and so with a limited amount of time to hand, she called up Todd, got him to drive her back to her apartment, and make sure she'd get caught. That way, I'd hate her and wouldn't care if she wasn't around anymore. At this point, you're yelling things at the screen. It took all that I had not to scream at her myself, instead finding myself sitting there and blinking. Once I'd left, she summarily dismissed Todd and prepared to shuffle off. But instead, she fell apart and called one of her brood of brothers, and soon the swarm was in my old apartment. Oof.
Well, I mean, that's good. Lean on your support system.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't like OP's response being like, I wanted to scream at her and be like, is that the reaction that we find immediately when someone tells us this?
Oh, I think maybe I'm reading that as like, why would you even like think that I would ever, After a few weeks to pass all this, I decided to at least start talking to Ava again. We were friends for years before we got together. I cared about her and we did have a lot in common. Crappy girlfriend, yes, but she'd been wounded and I know full well how it feels and what it does to you. As for Rach, she showed up at my door about 6 months ago.
Okay.
She'd gotten ripped in the last few years, let me tell you. Still a few inches shorter, but incredible definition. Did you think she was going to grow?
A few inches shorter?
Did you think she was going to grow taller? He's like, she didn't. She's still shorter than me, but she's ripped.
Why are we comparing these two women like they're WWE action figures?
I don't know. Oh, is he saying shorter than? I think he's saying shorter than himself.
I think shorter than Ava, maybe?
I don't know. This doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
She told me she figured out her dad was lying after she had to come pick him up from one of the many bars he frequents and found him and the girl he'd taken pictures of me with unconscious in a booth. But like I said, I ghosted her, so she had no idea where to find me. Good job, OP. You need therapy. Stop ghosting people like you are wont to do. So instead, somewhere along the way, she decided to work with that anger, turned herself into an effing Amazon, and dealt with her crappy old man herself. Then she came looking for me. God, is she gonna attack you? This sounds like she's like the Black Widow. She's like, I found you. I've been hunting you down for years.
The last thing you see before the end.
I'm positive she's leaving some things out, like maybe she talked to Jess. She and Jess had gotten along when we were married. Regardless, right or wrong, I fell back into bed with Rach as soon as she mentioned even the slightest interest. I couldn't deny her anything when we were married, and I can't do it now either. So here I am, almost 37 soon. For the past 4 months, I've been sleeping with my ex-wife while talking to my ex-girlfriend.
Super straightforward. Cool.
Wow.
A great spot.
Belton says, I thought it was want, but Dakota said won't. And I thought it was want.
No, he said, like I wont to do.
Is it won't
As
or want?
I wont to do. I don't know. He's speaking in Old English. You tell me.
Well, wanton.
Wanton.
Yeah, I think it is want.
Winton.
But he said
Like
won't.
I said Winton.
But I think it's spelled won't, but it's
As
pronounced
I'm
want.
wont to do.
Yeah, I am want to do. That makes more sense.
Like wonton.
Winton.
Yeah.
Wonton.
Yeah, you just got, like, I
As
said
I
it,
am
and then you also
wonton
said
do.
want or won't, so I just thought I was
Turn
right.
me into Chinese food.
Anyway, it's want, everyone. My bad. Who I am 50-50 on potentially wanting more. She hasn't said so, and I'm not sure if I could really trust her, even with her crazy, I hope, made-up story about self-deletion. Rach, meanwhile, we haven't really talked about, well, anything. Not her believing her dad, not how she found me after 8+ years, what actually happened to Pig. I think she handled him.
Sounds like she took care of business.
She's gotten a bit more aggressive and doesn't seem to want to talk about emotions much at all. But sometimes after we get together, she curls up in my arms and shakes a little, and I really wish I could get brave enough to ask her what she wants. So yeah, I have no idea what either of them actually want, and not even sure what I want if either of them told me. So what do I do? Do I ask them? How the heck do you ask someone, hey, are we just friends, or have you been dating me this whole time? Or, so just spicy sleep, or are we back together and not end up pissing anyone off? You just ask them that.
Nah, no, dude. Just like delete your number,
Yeah.
remove states, ghost everybody,
As you
like
were-
disappear.
As you are wont to do.
That's the new solution, right?
Yeah, you just disappear off the face of the earth.
No, dude, you just freaking speak.
That's also like the thing that he was like, how do you even ask someone, hey, are we just friends, or have you been dating this? You ask them that.
Yeah.
You already did it.
Just like that,
Just
genius.
like that.
What are we doing?
This guy needs therapy and a communication coach. I honestly can't figure out what I should be saying here. Please tell me how to deal with this. Edit. Oh my God, things got so much weirder. And we're going to pause. Because thought that was going to be a short edit, but seems like it's got information. Do you have any thoughts?
I don't know if this guy should date either of these people.
I agree.
I think he should probably find someone new.
Dude, I agree. I'm sorry. The fact that, like, again, but well, actually, before I even say this, obviously there's no excuse for cheating. But I think that if I had a partner who was in like such a terrible state, I'd ask a couple questions. You know? Like, I see her with this guy. I'd ask a couple questions before I disappeared off the face of the earth and blocked her number. If my girlfriend was in abusive state, or not abusive kind of situation with a father, and believed that I'd cheated, I'd ask more questions. He's not doing any of that. He's just like, bye.
Yeah. He's like, dang, do you think I cheated? I'm just going to act like I did by ghosting you
Bye.
and losing
I'm
your
outta
number
here.
and moving to a new place without telling you.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't even know what he wants. He doesn't know what he wants. He's just like, oh, I like these pretty women.
Yeah, it is true. How do you... Yeah, and it's like, oh, and then you're living together after 4 months with Ava. You're married in a year, like, to Rachel.
He's
it's
going
like,
too fast. He's going way too. He speed runs his relationships. He gets together, he moves in, he marries them, and then he leaves them within the span of like 2 years. That's crazy.
Chat's got a great idea.
What? Gaycation?
Gaycation. It's a man who
Beauty
needs
of
a
the
gaycation.
Edit. Oh my God, things got so much weirder. I talked to Ava last night and I'll do an update after I get Rach to have a real conversation. At least one of my decisions have been made. Ava and I aren't going to rekindle our relationship. That much is for sure.
Well,
I mean, she's probably in a totally different headspace now.
You shouldn't do that. And also, you're rekindling both of them anyway.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of how much kindling it's going to
Does the Kindle
burn.
Does the Kindle make the fire roar?
Is the
or does
Kindle
it
in the room with
blow
us right
out?
now? Can you throw me that blanket? It's freaking cold in here. It's all right. It's okay.
It's really heavy,
all right.
and I don't have a lot of strength. in
No,
my
it's
arm
okay.
right
I'll
now.
just let that being on camera speak for itself.
So it's like 4 a.m. here, and I'm wiped out. But I have an update that shakes up a lot of things. So at this point, 2 days ago, after I wrote the original post, I, male 36, got Ava, female 36, on the phone, and we agreed to meet up and talk. At first, it was a lot of empty talk. You know, what's up? What's going on? Blah, blah. Finally, I told her that Rachel and I had reconnected. I told her I'd been married and divorced, but no real specifics, and that it wasn't just platonic. Ava didn't react much, which isn't unusual for her. Honestly, she's always been fairly unemotional, at least most of the time. But I wasn't expecting what she next told me. Namely, that she was currently seeing Olivia, female 27, and wasn't really exactly interested in a relationship with me. At least not one
Nice.
where we'd be exclusive with each other. Instead, what she was hoping for was that I'd be willing to help them conceive a child.
Oh, what?
Via donation, by the way. Wow.
What?
She's like, yeah, I came back to talk to you. I don't want to be in a relationship with you. I don't want to be in a relationship with you. But you're hot.
Yeah. I don't want all this, but I want
All this.
that.
As Ava put it, I'm good looking, fit, smart, almost as smart as her was how she put it. Which I have to say is peak Ava in terms of wanting a favor from someone, and we always had a lot in common.
Brother, this is not a favor.
This is not a favor.
How you're phrasing it like that?
Yeah, this is more than a favor.
You're putting your genetics out there, dude.
I'm not as emotionally disconnected as her, and she's not as good at hyperfocus as I can be, but we're still pretty similar people. She figured if Olivia got pregnant with me as a donor, it'd be pretty close to if she got Olivia pregnant. This was also why she wasn't asking her brothers. She'd always been the odd one out in her family until she met me. She never knew anyone who was as much like her as I was. We've even had similar trauma in our lives, and we both tend to react to bad news or trauma in the same way, try and find a way to escape and avoid confronting it.
No way. You guys are like the only two people who do that. You guys are meant for each other because no one else does
No one
that.
else does that. This
Special.
isn't a good thing, mind you. It's just something she said that I had to agree with. She avoids pain by trying to break things off before she can feel it, and I do it by running away from it. Her and Olivia had started to hatch this plan once we all met at the conference, and after Ava found out about my dad. She'd felt guilty and thought maybe it would be a good thing for all of us. Olivia would have the kid she wanted, Ava and I might get back to being real friends again, and I'd get to be a dad, something I had said I was interested in back in the day.
Are you sure though? It doesn't sound like their arrangement is like, and we want you to father the child.
That is yeah.
It sounds like
Well-
they're like, hey, can you like provide the ingredients and then
I guess
thank you.
the question is, how involved would you be in the kid's life? I don't remember the particular conversation, but Ava tends to remember things like that and file them away, while if it had been a post-spicy sleep conversation, I likely was barely aware of what I was saying. I mean, I'd been 19. Ava admitted that she was still attracted to me, but she didn't want to F up her current relationship with Olivia, and she also didn't want to F up whatever I have going on with Rachel. She'd blown up a good thing once in her life and didn't want to do that again. I appreciated that, and our talk really helped me realize that whatever Ava and I had ever had, it has always been more like a friendship anyway. We've only dated because it felt like we should, like it was inevitable. I told her I'd think about donation, told her to get me details on the clinic and how that all would go. I'll need to hear from Olivia and see how much she really wants to do this before I even think about it. Plus, maybe it's just plain not a great idea. I'm still a little stunned, but aside from the whole effing another guy so you'll hate me and run so I can leave the world thing, that still has me completely mind-effed and has given my therapist quite a lot to talk about with me. Ava and I were friends for years, and I do miss being able to have someone who understands me the way she does. Still, we're not really interested in each other. Rachel wasn't harder to get in touch with, so I got her to meet up with me for a coffee. But she kept being distractingly flirty and tried to avoid the discussion. And finally, I just blurted out something along the lines of, Rachel, I still love you. Please talk to me. Yeah, that was great, OP. That was the best option you could have gone with for sure.
Scary.
Screaming at her, I love you!
Scary
She's like,
scream.
oh my God. That made her cry, which I have only seen like 2 times, and both were when we were breaking up 7 or 8 years ago. Not gonna lie, I cried a bit too. We ended up talking for a while, agreed to get together again that night, yesterday, as I type this, and she'd tell me what she'd been up to and what happened over the time we've been apart. I was nervous. I think she was too. We've both lived very different lives for a long while. She came over around 7 and we spent the next few hours finally having that talk y'all told me we should have had months ago. She left Pig somewhere in Texas 6+ years ago, beat the effer up after he tried to lay hands on her, something he usually never did because emotional abuse worked better for him. But the details are hers, not mine to share. She spent some time working as a bouncer, arms like hers, I can see it, and also did some personal training gigs in California, especially in Irvine. Dated a few people, girls and guys. OP's just dating buys left and right. I was right, by the way. She found me via Jess. She and Jess reconnected over their mutual love of tattoos, and she's actually known where to find me for 3 years, but couldn't make herself reach out. Last year, however, her mom found her. I don't think I mentioned it, but her mom, Marianne, female 62, was with Pig for a few years and then ran off with when Rachel was like 2. She thought her mom just abandoned her and Pig, and that's what made Pig the craphead he was, since she had good memories of him as a dad. But no, her mom told her that she'd finally smarten up and was going to split, and so Pig stole Rach and left. Marianne tried
This is a bad pig.
Yeah, he sucks.
A real bad pig.
Marianne tried to find her, but then fell into a bottle herself, and it took her a long time to clean up and get any sort of clue where Pig and Rach were. Also, Rach is not her real name. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that Pig would call her a different name to throw off being found. Whoa! Wait, whoa! So he kidnapped the kid, her kid, I guess their kid, and then changed her name?
Man, Pig was really...
He sucked.
He was rolling around in that
Dirt and
mud puddle.
Yeah, wow.
That's dirty. That's a dirty move.
This is a crazy story. Why is OP's life so insane?
This is a little insane. Well, maybe that's just what happens when you become, by the time you get to 37.
You just have so many stories to tell.
It's just like, whoa, my ex-wife and my ex-girlfriend are back. Oh my God, they're back again.
Amy Lynn says, that won't do, Pig. That won't do. But when Marianne found Rach and they had their talk about things, Rach felt like she could come find me. So now here we are with a ton of baggage for both of us. I don't know if we can really make it as a couple. She's wounded in so many effing ways, and so am I. She's stronger than I remember her being physically, I'm sure. And she was always strong, but she's also really afraid to let herself care and then lose it again. And part of that fear is because of me and how I ran instead of staying when crap got hard. Yeah, I'm already in therapy. And like most of the commenters said, Rach really needs some too. So the final tally of our discussion. I still love her. She still loves me. Told me she never really stopped and felt awful. She'd pushed me away, even though I think it was mostly me running away. We're both different people and we can't keep effing instead of talking, so we're going to take a break from spicy sleep for a while. This will not be easy for me because her body is a work of art. But in the end, spicy sleep is the least important thing here.
God, he's become so self-aware now.
Yeah, he's like, I get it.
I like the part where he was like, she said she pushed me away, but
I think I
feel
ran
like
away.
I remember ghosting her, switching my number, and leaving town.
Yeah. What she did, she went, and then hadn't even touched him, and he was like, pfft.
Yeah, you turned on the rocket engines
he
attached to your
out of
roller
there.
skates.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really said meep, meep.
Meep, meep. We are actually going to go on dates. We didn't really do that the first time. Heck, everything went super fast the first time. Taking it slow might be good. Do you even know how to take it slow? We'll find out. She's afraid of therapy, but willing to try it. I'm going to ask my therapist if they can recommend someone. After some individual counseling, we may try couples to see how well we work for each other. I am legit terrified that this won't work. I'm also legit terrified it will, because that would mean I'd be in a healthy relationship, and I don't know what one of those even looks like. Yeah. She's asleep in my bedroom right now as I type this. She didn't want to leave, and I didn't want her to either. I'm afraid I'll F it all up again. I'm afraid she'll realize she doesn't need me and take off, or I'll try to avoid the hard times again. But I think, and maybe I'm crazy, but I really do think it could work. And even if it doesn't, if it helps her, if she gets better and leaves, I'd still be happy she got better. Sunset.
There
is a second update.
Yeah. Sometimes I just wish I could fill people's brains up with rocks. Because this guy feels like he's just thinking too much.
I think he's got rocks in his head.
Stop thinking so much.
Yeah.
Just be like, I love Rachel. Rachel loves me. Don't be like, but what
I
if
love
all these
Rachel.
things could
Rachel loves
possibly
me.
happen?
Let's all go to therapy. And there we go. And that's all that matters.
That's it. Yeah. Replace the rocks in your brain that make you run away from your relationship with rocks that just make you go, do you want to go to like mini golf?
Yeah. Do you want to go axe throwing?
Do you want to like
super strong?
Talk about our shared
Do you want to
desires?
our shared trauma?
or our trauma, or I guess our traumas.
But folks, there's a second update.
Let's go.
Update 2. Me and Rachel, ups and downs. Not really looking for advice at this part, just telling folks what's the current situation. Rach and I have been cohabitating since last month. This is not taking it slow. You're living together.
Stop doing this thing that you do.
This is fast. This is fast.
You're in the warp speed tunnel.
He's like, yeah, we're cohabitating. That's living together.
Well, I guess they were married at some point.
Yeah, but if he wants to take it slow.
Edit the rules.
No. She's had 2 therapy sessions and says she likes the doctor. I don't know her, but that's fine. It's not like I need to.
Which doctor?
Yeah, the 12th.
The 12th, the 9th, the 11th.
There's a lot of abuse and other crap between her and that pig who pretended to be her father. And until she decides to share the details with me, I'm giving her space to work on it. My therapist has told me that I have a problem with running away. Your therapist is so good at pointing out the obvious. And gave me some reading on avoidant attachment, which may be a part of why I do that instead of just dealing with my problems. This is like in Dora, when she's like, do you see Swiper? OP's going, do you see my avoidant attachment? I don't see it.
Say I love you 3 times and maybe I'll run away or maybe I'll move in with you.
We've said we love each other. I have straight up given up booze because I am depressed when I drink. She's dragged me back to the gym. Truth be told, I was keeping active anyway because my day job can be really sedentary, but now I'm starting to get ripped again.
Oh.
You're going to get so ripped for all that running you're going to do.
You're going to get swollen from all those torn muscle fibers that rebuild themselves.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think I mentioned it, but I'm actually taller than Rach. I think you did mention that.
Oh, wait, so that was
yeah.
about her?
He's like, yeah, she's still shorter. It's not how height
He's
works.
looking for a real Amazonian. 7.5 feet tall,
yeah.
300 pounds of straight up muscle. Someone who could pinch your head with their thumb and index finger.
Who is herself really tall for a woman, 6 feet and change. Woo! She really is an Amazon. And the past 2 weeks have started moving me in a good direction physically. It's early days, but still enjoyable. Rach doesn't want me to donate to Ava's girlfriend, so I'm not going to. Understandable. She's probably like, yeah, I don't really want you to donate to your ex-girlfriend while we're getting together.
Yeah, I think a better thing is, what do you want out of that, dude? Do you, like, it's all good Rachel being like, hey, maybe don't do that, but like,
is that like what? Yeah, where's your head at? Because it seems like you're just like
you literally were like,
I did say that once upon a time. She's got me there.
I'm gonna be a dad.
She's not exactly comfortable with me having kids with another woman, even if it's all IVF. I can get that. Plus, to be honest, I'm not all that invested in being tied to Ava, even as a donor. Not all is great. I've been considering quitting my job for unrelated reasons without too many potentially identifiable details. I want to own my own work. It's been stressful, and the whole no spicy sleep idea fell apart within a couple of days. You guys are terrible at this. You're literally living together and sleeping together.
And
You're probably going to get married in like 2 weeks.
And you're like, but we're taking it slow.
Neither Rach nor I are perfect, and there have been 2 arguments, one big, one small. The big one was over the no spicy sleep thing and how Rach was worried it meant I didn't want her anymore. This is definitely not the case. The second fight was about why I seemed to let Ava just do crap to me, and honestly, I really didn't have an answer. Gonna bring that one up in therapy, but it did make me decide to not do the IVF deal and go low contact with Ava. I'm slowly realizing that admiring her as a professional isn't the same as liking her or being her friend, and I'm not sure why I keep letting her into my life. That was a big switch up. Rach and her mom are still in contact, but it's going slow. Like you're slow or like real slow? Sharon, honestly, I still think of her as a mom, and Jess have been in contact and have invited us to come up. By the way, you should come over and listen to full episode stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search Epoke Storytime.
Yes.
There is a little bit left to this story, but
yes.
do you have any final thoughts?
Yes.
What are they?
Slow it down, dude.
Slow it. Pump the brakes.
Are these the only 2 fish in your sea?
Yes. I think yes. I think these are the only 2 women he's ever known in his life. I think we would have heard about any other ones.
Get out there. Go find. I mean, dude.
Go find peace. Go on a journey of self-discovery. I don't know.
Is it like fate?
I think so.
I don't know.
I think
know.
he's
It doesn't
stuck,
feel like it.
I think he's stuck in a really dramatic romance anime.
You need the good rocks in your brain.
Yeah.
You have the bad rocks in your brain right now.
Things are happening, but not super fast. We're not remarried, and I don't know if we're even trying to go that way. Even if we were, it's only been a few weeks, and neither of us want to go that fast. But I really do love her. I've missed her and never even let myself admit how much I missed her. And I'm sort of disgusted with myself that I didn't fight harder to keep her when the whole deal with her fake dad and the cheating accusation happened. I let that craphead push me away and just ran away again. And I'm honestly effing furious with myself for it. A lot of time wasted. We might have had kids by now. And now, who knows if we ever will. Just so angry at myself. And yes, this is stuff for the therapist. Not much else to say. I am still utterly unable to stop being a total simp for Rach. And I honestly don't even care anymore. I hope this works out. If it doesn't, I hope at least it helps her heal from all the terrible crap that worthless bag of crap father did to her. Typing this makes me realize I do want us to get married again, which is really scary.
He's like, we're going to take it slow, but also I
don't even know
just
if we're
realized we
thinking
need to
about
get
marriage.
married.
And then he's like, I don't even know if I'm thinking about marriage. And now that I've said it, I'm thinking about marriage.
Oh, yeah. It's like, what's like when you like, don't think about an elephant.
Oh,
what are you thinking about now?
I thought about the elephant.
And now I have to go buy one because I thought about it.
I have to buy an elephant.
I got to buy an elephant.
So anyway, yeah, that's my reality right now. Hopefully in the future, I'll have more and more positive stuff to share. And that, my friends, is the end of that story.
Wow. What a saga.
Truly what a saga.
What a saga.
That was a tale.
Yeah.
Dang, man. Wow. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, final thoughts, like stop for a moment.
Stop for a minute.
Breathe into yourself and try to really understand what it is you want. Because it even feels like at the very end of the story, you were like, yeah, no. I mean, I might want to get married, but
Yeah,
I don't think so.
know.
And then you immediately said, just kidding, I do want to get married. You don't know what you want.
Like, I don't know. Your therapist
Your
therapist needs to work overtime with you. You need extra sessions.
Yeah, or you might need a new therapist.
Or a new therapist if this one hasn't gotten it into your noggin.
Yeah, at some point, if you're not seeing tangible improvement, which it feels like you're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Feels like you're doing the exact same thing that you did that led
it's a
to
cycle.
where you were at before.
It's literally a cycle. Surly Sunshine says OP needs to try being alone for a bit. The thing is that it feels like OP probably has been alone in the years since divorcing Rachel.
Yes.
Like we didn't hear about any other people. Maybe he, went on dates or something. We don't know. But I think that his problem isn't necessarily that he doesn't know how to be alone. I think that he doesn't know how to pace his relationships in a healthy way. I think that's the issue.
I would agree.
But folks, that's the end of that story. And we got another one on the way.
I warned my ex's new girlfriend about him. So why is my best friend furious?
You mustn't trust him.
For context, I, 23, broke up with my ex, 31, about 1 year ago. We lasted about 3 years, lived together 2.5 months, and, well, together and with all his family in his city. By the way, this comes from user throwaway, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, things were not good, neither with him nor with his family. I'm not going to go into the details of 2 long years in which I stopped being me and became a shadow of the person I had been. I managed to get out of that harmful relationship in which his parents and sisters and brothers participated. Of course, when I had 7 people telling me that I was to blame for the situation and that I deserved what had happened, I believed it. But that's not the point here. That's just some brief context. 2 days ago, my ex's new girlfriend, 21 or 22, I guess, from her Instagram, texted me. She noticed that my secondary account, inactive for about 3 years, was still following my ex, and she started writing me nasty words that I won't repeat. I didn't look for her to tell her anything because I had no idea she existed. I blocked my ex from all my social networks when I left him, except for that one, apparently. But I don't even remember the dang password for that account. I don't know if I would have done it if I had known of its existence. Probably not. She probably wouldn't have believed me either, just like now. However, I didn't get into the discussion, actually. I didn't answer any of the taunts or bad words, but I did warn her to get out of there. I don't know what story they told about me, but I don't care too much either. At this point, I'm just grateful that I was able to get out of there and be free after all that. So she started sending me audios that I didn't hear. I simply repeated to her that, for her sake, she should get out of that relationship in which everything now seemed wonderful before she found herself working to give them all her money, also doing all the housework and taking care of my ex, his father, and his brothers because they are men. Why can't men just be men anymore and be taken care of hand and foot by all the women around them?
Why can't men just be awful to the women in their lives?
When men were men, you know?
OP, I think you're doing...
To be clear, it's sarcasm. If anyone's thick enough out there to think I was being serious, that is sarcastic.
If anyone's got slate in the brains...
God.
OP, you got out of a terrible situation and now are trying to help someone else who is not in the space to believe you or see that you were right. And I think that you're doing all that you can.
Yeah.
There's really not much else you can do. You can't force her to leave.
Yeah, and it's not your responsibility at the end of the day,
No.
honestly.
Like, you're doing angel move to continue to hear her verbal abuse
This is the right
while
move.
you're trying to help her.
Say, by the way, didn't listen to that. Just leave him before it gets bad. I also warned her not to buy my ex's good mask. He's not a nice guy. He knows how to lie and he knows how to manipulate. He knows how to make your life miserable while keeping you tied to him. I warned her of that and that he would become harmful. I feel like she didn't want to read anything I had to tell her, but I hope that at some point my words will click in her head. For her sake, I hope so. Now, my best friend was with me when this happened. We'll call her Betty. We were meeting another friend and they didn't say anything at first, more focused on their coffee and gossip, until I reported that I had warned the new girlfriend, and Betty seemed annoyed and told me I shouldn't have warned her. Betty seemed to even defend him this time. Betty knows the whole story, so I was surprised and asked her why she was defending my ex, but she just started saying that I had to learn to forgive and let go. I was a bit shocked, but my other friends agreed with her.
Bad friends. Bad friends. Friends.
Is your ex manipulating your friends?
Yeah. Did he get to them?
Did he get them? Since then, Betty has not spoken to me. I'm confused about that attitude because she was there to pick me up every time I was broken. She knows how it affected me and how it still affects me to this day. But she then came out with the forgive and forget crap. She even went as far as to say that I could have broken up my ex's new relationship.
It's kind of the point.
Which, yeah, was the intent if we were reading, right?
Yeah.
She said, leave that guy.
Yeah.
Your friend's like, what if she
even could have left him? Yeah, that's what she's trying to do.
Hey, You're not going to believe this. Through my other friend, I received the information that Betty had said that I was resentful and that I only said all that because I still loved my ex.
Why are your friends saying this?
He's seeing her.
Betty.
Betty's seeing your ex, dude.
Yeah.
I asked Betty directly for an explanation, but she completely ignored me. I don't understand. We've been friends since we were little. She was there when I managed to get out of that relationship, and she herself helped open my eyes. It had never been like this before. I don't know if I really did the wrong thing by warning my ex's new girlfriend or if it's something else. I don't understand why she defends him now. I don't understand why she says those things, and I don't know why she ignores me. I don't know if I can forgive her for this either. I don't know what to do. Does anyone have any idea why she took that attitude? Did I really do so wrong by advising my ex's girlfriend? And there's an update. We all know what my theory is, but
Yeah.
what about you, Sophie?
No. I think it, of course, matters what you said to her, but it doesn't seem like anything that we heard was negative or, trying to attack her. So I think that you were truly just trying to let her know what you went through and, hoping that she could avoid that.
If it's not cheating, what could it be that's making her upset?
I don't know.
Like,
It's such a weird reaction to have to a person who you helped get over this kind of really awful situation.
yeah. Okay, new theory.
Say it.
New theory is that Betty has recently undergone some sort of like life coaching and training and has been reading a lot of materials. And she is latched onto that whole like forgive and forget MO as being like, well, that's the way you have to live your life. And that's the only way. And that's the right way. And that's every other way is wrong. So now Betty's probably just being like, well, I'm like enlightened now, and it's like I understand that you have to just forgive and forget, and like I wish you could do that, but you don't get it.
My mentor always tells me that you just have to move past all of these moments because they're ephemeral and they won't last.
Yeah. So hopefully it's that one instead of
Anything else.
your friend hooking up with your ex.
I really hope it's not that.
Update. I need to get this out of the inside because not only do I feel anger, but I feel like I'm going back again because of Betty's effing whims. I feel all the faults. Again, English is not my first language, and I am also super nervous. So, some have asked me to update. They wrote to me privately asking me what happened, and even though I don't know if this counts as an update because I'm venting more than updating, I'll just leave it here. For those who don't know, I posted a post asking for help because I didn't understand why my best friend reacted the way she did when I told my ex's girlfriend to stay away from him. Not even a day passed, and I found out they were having the spicy sleep, and that's why she defended him.
We're all shocked. We are all equally shocked about this. No one saw this coming. No one saw any of this coming. Wow.
Me, I can't see.
Wow. Do you think that maybe she was so supportive of you leaving your ex because she wanted to hook up with him?
No. No.
Couldn't possibly.
No. Now, things got screwed up here. She started constantly trying to contact me, so I blocked her from all sides. She came to my family's house. I decided to stay there that night because I needed my mom, and my mom yelled at her to leave or she would call the police. Betty even made it onto Reddit once someone, I know who, Jay, and you're going to pay me an adult soda, found the post and started passing it through our friends and started replying to messages. I'm summarizing it too much and it may not make sense, but between one thing and another, I don't even know at what point it all went so crappy. Betty's boyfriend eventually found out, but not through Reddit. Betty told him a slightly suspicious story about why we had argued, but he took the opportunity at some point to check her cell phone. He explained to me that he had only needed an excuse to do it because he suspected an affair, because he knew that Betty was lying to him. He himself has accepted that he needed to leave her after trying to deal with her for so long. I know Betty doesn't have the most straightforward character, but I thought of all the good things that outweighed that. He found out about everything and wrote to me, and I wasn't really interested in the Betty drama and her breakup. But he, now her ex, had also read messages about me between them. And I feel that I can understand why you would sleep with him if you were a piece of crap without morals. but I don't understand why you would pass him pictures of me. You would talk to him about how I'm doing, about what I do. I couldn't continue reading the conversation because I really felt sick. I've tried to get away from him in every way, blocking him, cutting mutual friends out of my life, changing my phone number. I even cut and dyed my dang hair for good measure. And she just threw all of that away. Finally, yesterday, when I got home from work and decided I deserved a nice bottle of wine, a little red, of course, she came to my house. She started screaming, crying, banging on the door. I told her to go away or I would call the police because I didn't want to hear anything she had to say to me. She ignored it, so I called the police. And my mom, of course. She kept yelling that if she ignored her, she would make me listen the hard way. She said that I deserved what she had done to me and that I was ruining her life, that I had to forgive her. And so, from my perspective, she dug her own grave.
That's just, like, none of what she just said makes any sense.
Like zero.
Like, so she says, you deserve what what happened to you. You need to forgive me.
Right. Because I read it in that book.
Like that, none of, what?
Like, if this was your friend for like years and years and years and was always there for you, and then this is like a switch up, this is one of those things where it's like, is it a tumor?
Yeah,
Like,
honestly.
like,
When did she start seeing this guy? Because I'm sorry, if I had a friend who was in like a terrible relationship with a horrible person, and I heard like everything that person did, and then I was like, yeah, that's the person I wanna. They vetted him,
Right.
and he did not pass.
well,
so
they're not, because Betty's in a relationship. So this is the infidelity
no, that's what. Yeah, I'm saying.
spike.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought
that's
you were.
who she wants to get together with.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, in my head, it makes. Look, I don't cheat, so I wouldn't know. But
Yeah.
it makes sense that it's like, oh, if I'm going to cheat, I should cheat with the
The
scumbaggiest,
of,
worst
yes,
guy.
scum of the earth.
Because I'm
'Cause
already cheating.
He'll be down for it.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like, ooh, do I put a third scoop of ice cream on there? Screw it. Let's just eat the whole pint.
Let's eat a piece of mud.
Yeah, but it's mud
It's
pie.
free. It's
mud
free.
pie ice cream.
Get it outside.
Smoking baby.
Don't gotta pay a cent for it.
Okay, I can overlook on empty threats. I can even deal with the fact that now I feel insecure again, knowing that my ex can find me. I can be okay with all of that. I'll survive. I always have. But then she blamed me. She told me in front of the police and my mom that I deserved what my ex had done. She said that it was my own dang fault because surely I had done something wrong, that there was most likely something wrong with me, that he, with her, was not like that he even cried for me when she showed him my photos. And I know it might sound
What?
silly. Wait, so is she, not only is this insane woman
Cheating with this.
cheating on her partner with this scumbag guy who
Yeah.
did OP so dirty,
Yeah.
she's now trying to say that he's actually a softie who just misses you. Really, I've just been trying to get you guys back together?
What would the point of showing him her pictures be?
She's the bridge.
I don't understand. She's like, no, you don't get it. I've been hooking up with him so that you guys can get back together.
She's trying
'cause
to be
he's
the
actually
glue.
great.
That's crazy.
This woman is clinically insane.
That's
Tuma.
crazy. I'm sorry. That's wild. She's like, I'm the fixer-upper.
She's like, just call me
God.
matchmaker.
Oh,
Girl's crazy.
I really do. But after spending so much time in therapy and blaming myself and feeling inadequate, and feeling like something was wrong with me, and feeling like no one would ever love me because I felt dirty and damaged, that was the worst thing she could have said. And she knew it because she knew how I had felt. And she knew that was taking a knife and opening up an old wound. So, F it, Betty. I can't give details right now, but I just got out of the police station. I'm waiting for the complaint to be processed because I don't want to get involved in legal matters here. I don't know if it could affect it in any way. I'm extremely lucky to have witnesses, support, and the love of my family and friends. I'm hiring a good lawyer, too. Well, my unrecognized and non-biological dad is doing it, my stepfather. He works in justice, too, so he knows a lot more about all this than I do. I just wanted to get it off my chest before I went to work. From here, it's a long, hard, and mentally exhausting process that's going to start because my ex is also involved. I would have left things as they were, but I feel like I can't just live taking other people's crap anymore. Maybe that was the message I gave at that moment, that he could step on me whenever he wanted without any consequences. But mess with my best friend to keep pestering me? No. Nope, no more. That was the last straw that made the dang glass explode.
What?
That's an interesting way to think about that.
That's a malphorism. Or what is the word
Instead
called?
of the straw on the camel's back, these are like actual drinking straws that you've put into a glass.
Into a glass.
You put
and
so
filled
many that
and then it's glass half full or half empty or full of straws.
As the last straw squeezed into that dang exploding glass.
When life gives you straws, explode a glass with them.
Break glass. Yes. F you two. If Jay passes this post again and you see it, I really want to say that I hope you two have a hard time and that you really feel something of what I felt those days. You said that I would end up forgiving and forgetting for being too good. There's no forgive and forget here, not anymore. They hurt me in the worst possible way. I'm just going to defend myself legally. I don't care how much damage this causes them, and I don't mind ruining their lives and ending their careers. I don't care if that happens. Not when I don't even feel safe at home anymore. I should have done it when I left him initially, but I didn't even have the strength to support myself. Now I have it, and fortunately for me, or I guess unfortunately for them, I also have the rage to carry it out. By the way, you should carry out listening to full episodes with stories just like this one, which you can carry out on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or iHeartRadio or wherever you listen to podcasts. All you gotta do is search OK Storytime. It's that simple.
It's that easy.
And then I guess you gotta click on like an episode, but
then it's that easy.
It's pretty simple. So there is a little bit more story left.
I think you just gotta move countries.
Yeah, like definitely legally
Start
do
over.
whatever you can be
Yeah.
done to protect yourself from your ex.
Get like
But,
a
like-
restraining order. I don't know.
Yeah,
Cut off freaking Betty.
definitely
Tell
block
everyone,
territory
yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not sure where you're at. But if you just like, were like, you know what? I just want to start a new life. Like this is one of those scenarios when it's like just wiping the slate and starting a new life kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like you're one she was your best friend and now she's like your enemy and it's like
and
all
it
their
seems
family.
Like the
Does
other
it-
friends,
yeah.
kind of agreed with Betty, at least
Right.
before they knew, hopefully they didn't know that Betty was cheating with her ex.
Yeah. So it's a really scary, like hard thing to tear it down and start over, but
Yeah.
it can be really fulfilling as well. And it's less scary the more that you do it. I've done it.
Yeah.
I've done it multiple times.
I have not.
And the first time is really scary. But at some point you just go, hey, I'm
That's
rolling
life.
with it. I'm
Bada
rolling with
bing.
the punches.
Let's finish her off.
Let's go. I am angry. Ooh. I feel betrayed and hurt, and I know I don't deserve it. However, I also know that I'm not alone. I know it's going to be hard, but I go to therapy. I have an amazing family and friends who didn't hesitate to send Betty straight to the lake of fire. Well, that's good. Okay, so you do have friends. Despite everything, I'm fine. I will be fine. As long as I have myself, I know I'll be. I'm going to go to work, but my heart is racing and many things are on my mind. I just hope I can say it's all over soon, although the judicial process will take time. Much love and health to all. There's an edit. I didn't say it here, but my ex was an abuser. Not going to spread the details. And that is the end of that story.
Yeah. Get those people out of your life and make sure they stay gone.
Yeah.
But folks, that's the end of that story. My sister-in-law revealed my location to my ex, even after repeated warnings not to.
Maybe you should turn off your location on your phone.
This story needs a lot of background to fully grasp how severe everything is, so buckle in. My ex-boyfriend, Jake, 27 male, and I, 27 female, broke up a few years ago. We had been together for over 5 years and were thinking about marriage and buying a house together. In the last year of our relationship, everything fell apart. By the way, this comes from Uncertain Nom, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, long story short, he had a sudden psychotic episode and was placed in a mental health facility attached to hospital. This is in Australia, FYI, for his safety. Following this, his entire personality changed and he developed delusions, hallucinations, and paranoia, which never went away. A large part of his paranoia revolved around me controlling people around him and thinking I was trying to make him look crazy. He also constantly accused me of cheating on him and told me many times that he hated me. He was let out of the hospital after some time, and I took responsibility for him. This change in him was heartbreaking. He was eventually diagnosed with schizophrenia. I did everything I could to be there for him. I went to all of his mental health appointments and stayed up at night to make sure he didn't leave the house alone. He was prone to wandering out at night when experiencing psychosis. Things became too much for me to handle. He became angry, and his paranoia about me made it impossible to help him. He didn't trust me to be close to him, but at the same time, he didn't want me to leave his sight, as he was convinced I was cheating. When he seemed to be doing a little better mentally, I broke up with him. She's like, okay, you're good right now, right?
Because, like, she doesn't want to break up with him when he's
No, I mean, she feels a lot of responsibility for him, it seems. I waited until I felt he would be okay on his own and helped organize for him to move back with his parents. I was filled with guilt for that decision, but it was the right choice for me. I was struggling. For months, I received no love and was used as an emotional scapegoat. I did my best. He wasn't the same person anymore, and his resentment for me was intense. Obviously, this isn't the full breakdown of his mental health issues, as a lot of things he went through are very personal. I never blamed him for what happened, but I needed to be happy and did what I needed to do. It was a messy breakup, but it went better than expected. We kept talking for a little while as friends. I think the entire time we kept contact. He assumed we would get back together at some point. I continued helping him when I could. When I started a new relationship with my current partner, Sam, 30 male, Jake had a really bad psychotic episode. He accused me of cheating on him with Sam before we broke up, which makes no sense as I met Sam after we broke up and sent both of us intense messages. I managed to contact Jake's family, who got him the help he needed. Following this, I cut all contact with Jake. It was obvious that we couldn't maintain a friendship anymore.
I would just move away. States away, go somewhere else.
You would have to be very careful about, clearly we know the title of the story, but about who knows information about you and stuff. And also just like being aware of what he's capable of. Because it seems like right now, at least, it was just the awful messages and sort of verbal stuff.
Yeah.
And his family is still taking care of him. But I definitely think that no contact is a good idea.
Agreed. Definitely no contact. I'm thinking like they're probably going to do delivery groceries at their house, but you don't need to live in fear.
Wait, you think that they're going to deliver groceries to
I'm
their
just
house?
thinking if we see this guy at a Walmart, what are we going to do?
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess it depends on where you live and if you have like a place that you see him a lot. The only slight connection I have to Jake is my brother's girlfriend, Jess, 29 female. She and Jake have been friends for years and have maintained their friendship. She knows the entire background to our relationship and never chose sides. I would say I'm close with her. We have always been friendly. It always made me happy to know that Jake still had a good friend to confide in. Shift forward to March 2022. I got pregnant with Sam's baby in January and was 3 months pregnant. I had just told my family and close friends about the pregnancy. I told everyone to keep it quiet, as I didn't feel ready to publicly announce it. I was incredibly emotional, nauseous, and in no state to deal with any potential fallout at that point. Less than 24 hours passed after telling my side of the family, and I received a phone call from Jake. He had found out I was pregnant and left a voicemail saying he would be filing for custody of the baby. Obviously, he was in a psychotic episode, so I ignored his calls and let his family know that he had reached out to me. By this point, it had been over a year since we had even spoken. He has no idea where I live or work, so I'm not worried about him showing up physically to confront me. I knew the only way he could have found out would have been through Jess. I called and confronted her about it, and she admitted to it. She was extremely apologetic and said she didn't think it would matter. She thought he would be fine with the news and said he deserved to know. No, he doesn't. What? He doesn't deserve to know private information that OP told everyone to keep to themselves.
Sounds like another story we read where I think we read it. There was a guy that was hooking up with this chick, and this chick wanted to get with OP's boyfriend. Remember that? The pick-me girl that played basketball?
Yeah. Recently,
that's what it feels like. It feels like Jess is trying to like, no, you need to work it out. And they're like hooking out on the side. And they're like, no, you need to like be good with them, blah, 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 blah. But it's like,
well, I just think it's like, one, it's weird that she told him anything about OP because OP said don't tell anyone this, but also it's weird that she is friends with him and should know better about what kind of triggers these things. Like, it seems like every time he learns about something new about OP, it triggers a psychotic episode. And so for her to just
I
say
know what
something
to
that's
do.
that's like a huge deal. I think for anyone to find out that their ex is having a child, it would be like, whoa, that's news. To tell a person who has schizophrenia who like has been known to have episodes after finding information about their ex is just so stupid to me.
It is very careless.
I was upset by this, but I hadn't explicitly told her not to tell Jake, so it could have just been a mistake. Even though I told her to tell no one, I bit my tongue to keep the peace. I forgave her, but made it very clear that she shouldn't tell Jake any more information about me or the baby. And she agreed. It would never happen again. I don't believe you. I didn't hear anything from Jake for months. Last weekend was my baby shower. Sam and I had the baby shower together. It was more of a party than a traditional baby shower. We hired a function room at a bar and invited 80 people to come celebrate. We were all having a great time until I saw Jake standing at the bar looking around. I managed to slip away without him seeing me and grabbed security to get him escorted out. The area had been roped off for us as a private function, so I simply told them he hadn't been invited. I watched as security approached him and asked him to leave. He was furious and started yelling, demanding to talk to me before he would leave. So OP was at a part. This was the baby shower, and he shows up to the baby shower? Whoa. Sam and several friends went over to try and talk him down, but it only escalated. He screamed at Sam, claimed that he was the baby's real dad, and that we had never really broken up. At the baby shower? But it's so, I mean, like, honestly, really, like, sad. Because this isn't,
dangerous.
yeah, this is not just like a person who is spouting lies for the sake of spouting lies or whatever. This is a person who's mentally ill. Just doesn't seem like the brother's girlfriend gets that.
You need to be set a tough boundary there, Jess.
Yeah, like, I can't blame any of this on the guy, on Jake, because he's literally mentally ill. Like, this is Jess's fault.
This really is.
At this point, I left to hide in the ladies' room until my mom came to let me know Jake was gone. He had eventually left after a little more screaming. I was mortified. We cut the baby shower short. I couldn't stop crying. It has now been only a few days, and I've confronted Jess. She's the only person who would have possibly told him the location and time of the baby shower. I wasn't as kind on the phone with her this time. She admitted to telling him and apologized, but said, "How can I keep this a secret from him? By shutting your mouth."
Yeah. Also, information diet for Jess.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
We're done.
I was furious and told her that she would no longer receive any news about me or the baby and that I would cut her out of my life. I'm not proud of it, but I screamed at her. I couldn't believe how irresponsible she had been. It wasn't her news to share. My brother called me after and asked me to forgive her. At least he didn't ask you to apologize. He knew she was wrong, but he didn't think he should also be punished for what she had done. He knew that by cutting her out, I also wouldn't be telling him any news about the baby. In part, he thought I should blame Jake for his reaction and not Jess. That she hadn't known he would show up, the damage was already done, and I should let it go. No, we're not blaming the mentally ill person for the actions that they cannot control.
Yeah, this is
I'm sorry, he's
outlier
schizophrenic and he had a psychotic episode.
Yeah.
It's not his fault. It is Jess who freaking knows that.
Yeah.
And then was like, yeah, I'm going to tell him anyway, even though he has a history of doing this anyway.
Yeah, this guy is not thinking like everyone else, so we shouldn't blame that on him.
Absolutely not. I honestly don't blame Jake for what happened. He is mentally ill and needs help. It's not his fault, and I know he will regret all of this when he comes back to a more clear headspace. I told his family what had happened, and they told me he was readmitted to the mental health ward. Regardless of whether I think he is at fault, I definitely don't feel safe with Jake now. Of course not. I have a child to think about, and him thinking it is somehow his is pretty scary. I haven't budged with Jess or my brother. My family all think I should forgive her so my brother can meet his niece and nephew. We don't know the sex yet. But I just can't trust her. She already broke my trust once, and I'm furious. I could have been hurt if Jake had confronted me at the shower. So many things could have gone wrong. I don't know what to do. I'm heartbroken that my brother may not get to meet this baby for a while, but I'm scared that she could tell Jake information about the baby that could put us in danger. My parents and other family members have all agreed not to tell Jess or my brother any information about the baby upon threat of also being cut out. Like, this is your ex.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
normal circumstances?
Yeah.
Like, let's take the mental health issues out of this. Stop telling my ex things about my life.
That'd be nice.
I just don't know how long I can feasibly cut them out before I crack. Sam is obviously on my side with all of this. If it wasn't for him, I would be in a much worse state. Any advice would be appreciated. I'm finding it hard to stick to my pews on this and worry that news will leak to Jess from other family members. My parents were particularly hesitant to promise not to tell my brother when the baby is born. After I, 27 female, made that post, I was overwhelmed by the response from everyone. Thank you for all the amazing advice I received. It definitely put everything into perspective for me and made me take things more seriously. I decided I should post an update, as I received a lot of messages asking what happened. I received a lot of comments doubting the motives of Jess, 29 female. And unfortunately, you guys were right. So I had my baby earlier than anticipated. I'm happy to announce that Sam, 30 male, and I now have a beautiful son. He is currently 10 weeks old and was born at 38 weeks. We are absolutely smitten with him and couldn't be happier. Not long after I made my original post, Sam and I moved into a new house. We had been living in a one-bedroom apartment and decided we needed more space for our growing family. Part of our decision on our house was that it was further away from my brother and Jess. Our apartment had only been a 5-minute drive from them, and I felt uncomfortable knowing that Jake, 27 male, could potentially be visiting and we could run into him while walking the dog. I also didn't trust that Jess hadn't told them where we lived. Our new house is now a 45-minute drive away from them, and I feel much safer. We didn't tell them the location of our new home. We had been living in our new house for about a month with no issues. I heard from Jake's family that he was on an extended mental health hold at the hospital, as his psychotic episode was not subsiding and he refused to take his medication. I also warned them about his relationship with Jess, and they seemed to take it seriously. They said they would keep an eye on them and told the hospital that she was not to be allowed visitation with him. Smart. Because I was thinking really quick, not only did she tell Jake that they were having a baby shower, she told him where and when. She wanted him to come.
Oh.
My family stopped pestering me to forgive Jess. My mom had a heart-to-heart with me and finally understood why I had to cut my brother out. I didn't hear anything from my brother. Apparently, my mom had stepped up and had a conversation with him about the severity of what Jess had done. It broke my heart to push my brother away, as we had been so close. But after reading all of your comments, I knew that I had to be responsible and keep my baby safe. Unfortunately, things didn't stay so calm. After a few months, I received a call from Jake. He had finally been released from the hospital and was embarrassed about his behavior at the baby shower. He told me he knew that the baby wasn't his. He cried and asked to speak with Sam. He wanted to personally apologize to him. Sam didn't want to talk to him. I told him I forgave him. I knew it wasn't his fault and that we should move on. I was also very firm with him and told him that under no circumstances would I let him around me or my baby. If he tried to contact us, I wouldn't hesitate to call the police. He accepted that, and our conversation ended. About 2 weeks later, Jake showed up at Sam's workplace, demanding to speak with him. They had a short conversation where Jake broke down in tears and begged to be forgiven. From what Sam told me, he didn't seem to be stable. In his apology, he said, "I'm so sorry for confronting you in public like that. I should have spoken to you privately. Clearly, you didn't know that the baby isn't yours, and you were humiliated in front of your friend."
Oh, dude. Oh, man. This is so tough to see.
Paraphrasing here, bless you. Sam didn't want to provoke him, so he said he accepted his apology and asked him to leave. Sam then called me to let me know what had happened. I was shattered. Obviously, Jess had told him where Sam worked. Can we arrest Jess?
Jess!
What is her problem?
Can we somehow
Why does she hate you?
smite her tongue where she's
Smite.
unable to speak anything?
Silence her. Curse her.
I've seen it happen before.
I mean, like, what is going on? I'm calling my brother and I'm saying, hey, guess who showed up at Sam's work today? The only person who freaking knew where or could have told Jake where Sam worked was Jess. Don't come near us or I'm going to call the police. Like, I'm filing a restraining order on you guys.
I was about to ask what the next move on that is.
I think it's like you get the law, like, the courts involved or something, because this is dangerous. And also is very, very like manipulating Jake to do Jess's dirty work here. It's
horrible.
I called Jake's family to let them know what happened. They told me the next day he hadn't come home and they were extremely worried. He wasn't meant to be driving as his license had been suspended. He had been caught speeding several times, but he had taken his mom's car without her permission. A few days later, he was found by police in a building that was under construction, completely out of it and confused. He had driven 20 hours away from our town. He was taken to the local hospital and placed in their mental health ward. His family flew up to retrieve him. To this day, I still haven't heard any updates on Jake. I assume he is still in a mental health facility. His family always updates me when he's released. Good, that's kind of them. After all of that, my brother called me and asked if he could meet up with me for lunch one day. He sounded upset on the phone, so I agreed. We met at McDonald's. Then he told me all the crazy stuff that had happened with Jess. Apparently, when Jake got out of the hospital following the baby shower incident, he had shown up at their house to see Jess. My brother was really worried because he could tell that Jake was in a manic episode. He kept an eye on Jake while he visited and noticed that he was being extremely touchy-feely with Jess. You started to seem flirty with him as well. In front of your brother?
Knew it. Called that. Which makes no sense.
Oh,
like
yikes.
Jess, yeah.
I mean, just
She's in the
like,
same boat as him right now.
It made him really uncomfortable, so he made an excuse about him and Jess needing to go to a friend's house. When Jake left, he and Jess had a massive fight. He confronted Jess about the flirty behavior, and she was extremely defensive. She flat out denied that she had been flirting or that Jake had been touching her at all. What? He's like watching you guys do it, and you're like, no.
It's all in your head, man.
My brother decided to drop it. Not long after, we later realized this happened on the same day that he had gone to Sam's workplace. Jake showed up at their house again, but this time Jess was at work. My brother works from home. Jake told him that he was in love with Jess, confessed that they had been sleeping together, and showed him a bunch of text messages between the two of them to prove that he wasn't making this up. My brother asked him to leave. When Jess got home, he confronted her. At first, she tried to deny it, but eventually confessed. She begged my brother to forgive her. She had realized after his outburst at the baby shower that she didn't love him. My brother was furious and told her to stay with her parents for a while. Ever since then, he hasn't heard from her. It's been months now, and it looks like things are over between the two of them. I mean, how did your brother, he was just making so many excuses for her. Clearly she was in the wrong. My brother feels terrible about what Jess did to me. Although I want to let him back into my life fully, I still don't trust that he won't eventually get back together with Jess. The two of them haven't officially broken up. How have they not officially broken up? This is not them getting divorced. How are they still together? What? And until that day comes, I won't be sharing my address or photos of our son with him. So far, my brother has met our son once at my parents' house. By the way, you can come meet up with us all the time if you listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search Aboki Storytime. But there is a little bit left to this story. Keon, do you have any thoughts?
Yes.
Nice. Well, I'll share my thoughts.
Yes, thank you. Do that.
I mean, it's good that your brother finally realized, that Jess was not a good person. But it's frustrating that it took Jess affecting their relationship rather than you being affected to finally realize that she was a problem. But I think it's a good idea to not necessarily give him any more contact with you or your family until he's fully cut off from Jess, because the fact that they're not officially broken up is very weird to me.
It is, and it's time to move out of Crazyville, if you ask me. That's what I'm doing.
I also feel like Jess is very predatory of Jake, of just using him to go mess with you, of knowing that he has these mental breaks. But there is a little bit left to this story. I still don't know why Jess decided to tell Jake about my pregnancy, but I'm so glad she isn't in our lives anymore. I haven't heard anything from her or Jake since. I'm constantly worried he could show up again. I've developed some strange OCD behaviors after it all, needing to check that all our doors are locked 5 times and touching all of the windows in our house before I can go to sleep. Other than that, things have been peaceful so far, and Sam and I have been able to enjoy our new life as parents. That's good.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Honestly, maybe restraining order on Jess.
You're going to have to. Yeah, because these people are direct threats and it's messing with your mental clarity. And I really hope you find peace. You deserve that.
Hopefully, now that the baby's out, you got this wonderful relationship with Sam, we can move into a new stage of life and
So
leave
we-
Jess and Jake behind. My girlfriend is afraid I'll cheat on her. It's ruining our relationship.
Well, you might as well just do it then.
I, male 25, met my ex, Mike, male 29, last year through Instagram. I started talking to him in an effort to forget my previous ex, who cheated on me multiple times with men and a sweet girl who wanted a family with him. Just for clarification, I'm not the type of man that likes to hook up just for the sake of it. I love the intimacy of being in a relationship. By the way, this comes from Only Alive because, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. Having said that, I just wanted to try my luck with a fairly handsome guy. Since I wasn't having any luck with the ladies, I'm bi. We hit it off from the first message, but I did notice that every time we talked about the type of guys we like, he's just gay, Mike talked about liking guys older than me, taller than me, the works. So because of that, I decided to keep him as a friend, since I don't have any male friends from the LGBT community, even though I'm part of it myself, and even though I was already falling in love with him. This happened in the span of 4 months, more or less. Fast forward, we went out clubbing one night with some friends of his, 3 women, Mike and me. 2 of them are sapphic, and I wanted to get with the only straight one. However, we drank a lot more than we could handle, and after getting rejected by his friend, I went back to Mike just to dance and for him to cheer me up. We started dancing and getting closer and closer, and then he kissed me. I was taken aback by this, and he chuckled and then said, "I knew you wanted this so bad." And I started laughing with him. We kissed a lot more that night and kept dancing and having fun. The next day, I realized what had happened, and the feelings I tried so hard to ignore were bursting out of my heart again. We kept going out periodically, at least one night a month. Sometimes 2. To concerts, the movies, you get it. Somewhere down the line, my birthday happened. I don't like to celebrate it, but I get sad when people don't remember it. And Mike forgot. The following week, he realized he had forgotten my birthday and said he would make up for it. We planned to meet up at a mall to watch a movie and for him to give me my birthday present. His idea. When I got there, he gave me a big hug. I freaking love hugs. I'm a very physical guy. And he apologized and said that he left my gift in his car. I told him not to worry and said we could get it later. So we went to the movies, then for coffee. I did notice that he was hugging me a lot more than usual, but I didn't mind. As I said, I love hugs. Finally, Mike told me to accompany him to his car to get my present. I went with him. Then in his car, he told me to get in, as in he wanted to hug me and didn't want people to give us looks. I live in a very closet officery country in Latin America. That set an alarm in my head since he was hugging me not even 30 minutes ago, but I complied. I got in, he gave me my gift, I thanked him, and he gave me a hug. After that, he whispered in my ear if he could kiss me. It caught me off guard, and I couldn't answer, but he went for it and kissed me. I was floored. The same guy that I wanted to forget I had feelings for, and that I came to the conclusion had no feelings for me, was kissing me. Not only that, but while being sober. Mike told me that he liked me and asked if I liked him back. And I couldn't think of words to say it back, so I kissed him, and we started laughing and kissing. After that, we became a formal couple. We went out every 2 weeks since he lives a bit far from me, and he didn't want me to make the commute just for him. We both live with our parents and are still in the closet. Relevant information. Mike is a Swiftie. I swear, this will be important later. And I am not. I don't really like Taylor that much. Just some songs here and there. Mike has a group of friends that know each other just because of being Swifties. They make parties of their own, made a party when the Eras tour was announced, things like that. Since I'm not a fan, I didn't mingle with their group, and when they had parties, I had no issue with him going alone with them. Since, he was among his friends. Then it came Christmas, or more specifically, December 23rd, Mike's mom's birthday. His family made a dinner party at his house, and he invited me, of course, as a friend for his family's sake. I was so excited, as this was my first time meeting all of his family, and I wanted to make a great impression. So I really made an effort and bought his mom a great gift, and also a gift for Mike since we wouldn't see each other on Christmas Day. I gave her the gift, and she was very happy with it. And then I gave Mike his gift and told him how much I loved him, how much he meant to me, and that he deserved all of the goodness in the universe. He kept repeating that he didn't deserve it and that I was being too generous. Do we think that he's guilty?
Sounds like he's got some internalized guilt.
It struck me as weird, but I too don't know how to take compliments or receive gifts. Sad, I know. So I brushed that off. Then on Christmas Day, we kept chatting updates on what our families were doing. Unfortunately, I had to work that day, but we made the best of it. At 9 p.m., when the last members of my family were going home, I got a message from Mike. It read, "We need to talk." I effed up. Ominous, and we all know what that message means. He called me crying and confessed that he kissed a friend of his during the Christmas Swiftie party they had at the beginning of December. He told me that he was so sorry and he didn't want to hurt me, but that he was accustomed to being alone. I didn't take it well. He knew what my ex did to me, and I asked him not to do the same thing to me. And he went and did the same thing to me. I was laying into him with my heart bleeding each word. At one point, I guess he got fed up and said, "I know I cheated on you, but it isn't like I did something illegal." I was flabbergasted at that, then told him that I hoped he was happy. I hope you're happy now. And not to do the same thing to the next dude that came into his life, that we were over. Mike only answered, "You really think there'll be another one?" I couldn't take it anymore, and I disconnected the call. I cried myself to sleep that night, and the following day and the day after that, I was destroyed. He played me the same way my previous ex played me and made me believe that in him being older, he would be a centered, mature individual who wouldn't cheat on someone who loves them with all their heart. I slowly started making progress in getting over him since January 2024. I started going to the gym more. I returned to college. Even then, I still missed him and wanted to get back with him, but hoped for his next relationship to be successful. An old teacher of mine who I told what happened and was in shock that he could do something like that, and whose boyfriend is part of the Swifties group, told me that he was cheated on by the guy he cheated on me with. Whoa, this guy's serial cheater. And that if it were in my hands, that relationship would work for him. Last week, I went to a concert at a bar. The same band we went to see together for the first time was performing there. And even though I knew them only because of him, I wasn't willing to stop going to their concerts just because Mike could be there. I went with a friend of mine, and lo and behold, Mike went to the concert with no other than the guy he cheated on me with. But I didn't know that yet. At the time, I didn't mind all that much because I was with my friend, but when I went for more drinks for my pal and me to the counter, which was where they were unknown to me before going, I noticed that they were avoiding me. He went as far as getting up and going to the end of the bar with the other guy. I talked to my ex-teacher, and he was like, "I'm going to be honest with you. That's why I and Diego, his boyfriend, friend of Mike, member of the Swiftie friend group, didn't come with you. We knew he'd be there, and the guy Mike's with, he cheated on you with him. They're still together." I don't know why, but that text broke me. I felt and still feel like the most replaceable piece of crap in the whole world. It feels like all the progress I was making of getting over him was destroyed, that it never happened. I feel as hopeless as that Christmas night. I thought I was ready to see Mike again, but I wasn't ready to see him with the guy he replaced me with. Now on to the issue. As I stated before, I still love Mike. I'm not downplaying the cheating or any of the other things he did to me in the past. One of them was arriving at my house almost 3 hours late for a road trip I planned a month in advance, and then getting angry with me for being mad at him. There was no emergency. He overslept, and unfortunately, it was a bad day for traffic. But I still miss him, and after seeing him with another guy, I'm second-guessing myself on whether or not I made the correct decision in breaking things off when he called me. Now, he hasn't contacted me or anything since the call, nor even tried to text me. Would it be a good idea to contact him and try to mend things? No!
Like, what do you mean?
No!
What do you mean by that?
I don't care what you mean by that. I don't care if you just want to be friends. Nope.
Do you mean like you have like a shirt you have a hole in and you're can you maybe fix this for me?
Please be kind. I truly am on the brink of pulling my hair out because of this situation. Edit. Sorry if I lost the trail of the story at multiple points. I tried to provide all of the context possible for you to understand how we went from friends to a situationship to a couple. And there is an update. Shout out to another user for your interest. One day, what he told me then came back to me. 3-day, 2-night Christmas party, Christmas trip, and they only kissed? Yeah, nah. Chances are that they were doing the nasty up until the morning of the first day, then some of the second day. And on the third day, he might have felt a little bit guilty and only told me about the affair for me to break up with him, make me the bad guy in his mind, and for him to be able to go with the other guy without feeling guilty. Not much of a follow-up to my story, but an update of how things are going as for today. Therapy has been great. It's helping me address my lack of self-worth and to be able to set firm boundaries. From what my ex-teacher last told me, it seems that Mike's new relationship with the guy he cheated on me with didn't last, or it wasn't as smooth as I thought it to be. I don't have any more information about Mike's life other than his motorcycle was stolen at the beginning of 2024, and that he still went to the AITA store, a trip that we were planning to do together. But I guess you can't stop people from accomplishing their dreams, even if you wanted to be part of them. My ex-teacher broke things off with his then boyfriend because of the same Swiftie friend group. So that goes to show how toxic those people are. And then same friend group had a falling out because of my ex-teacher's ex. So in a way, I feel a tiny bit bad for Mike. He lost the friends he was most close with and the relationship he chose over mine. Not quite sure about this last one though. I would like to tell you that I'm fully over him and that things have been amazing ever since. But unfortunately, since our breakup, my life has been in a steady all-time low. Not because of the breakup, but because that's life, I guess?
That's life.
I lost my first long-lasting job in April 2024. I changed to a new one where they stole my bonuses, changed to another one when I was fired with 40 plus people, got another job that let me continue in college, lost that one for underperformance. Now I'm looking for a new job that pays enough to continue into college and to pay my credit card debt. By the way, you can continue listening to full episode stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime.
Oh, yeah.
Regarding love life, I've had swings here and there, usually with men who can say they want a serious relationship, but I can now see through their lies and don't fail to disappoint. Time and time again. They want to have someone only for them while being able to hook up with whoever they want. Yeah, no, thanks. I haven't been lucky with the ladies, unfortunately. I went out with one sweet, kind, and gorgeous girl, but she only wanted to hook up. Props to her for being upfront and not lying just to get what she wanted, though. I appreciated that, but unfortunately, that's not what I'm looking for. So yeah, that's my life up until now. Please send positive thoughts to be able to break this bad streak. Some of my friends told me that there might be something regarding witchcraft behind my bad luck, but I digress. Hee hee. OP, it'll come. Take your time.
I refused to attend my ex-wife's wedding. It did not go well with our kids.
I don't think you would want to go.
So we've been married 15 years together, longer, and have 3 kids. She has a daughter from her first relationship who is now 18. I class her as mine. I've done everything for her. And we have a 16-year-old and a 13-year-old sons. By the way, this comes from Deleted. If you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So now she was upfront and honest when we got together that she was bi, and it was never an issue last year until she said she thought she was ultimately a sapphic who had fallen in love with her now fiance, 35 female, and it led to a divorce as I am unwilling to open up the relationship or consider a poly relationship. So we've been divorced a year. Although we are still good friends, we have a good parenting relationship, a good co-parenting relationship. Even though we're good, I'm still suffering and can't say I'm even close to moving on yet. The kids live with her primarily, although I see them a couple of times a week, and can say if I didn't have them, I'd have nothing. So basically, I got a call from my ex earlier on in the week saying she had to tell me something, that she is now engaged. I was shocked as F. Basically, she said they're not going to do the typical thing and have a long engagement. They're getting into a marriage as soon as the lockdown has been lifted, and they're on about moving in together as soon as possible. And there's more, and she says she wants me to have her as the best man, as she still considers me her best friend and can't think of anyone else she'd rather have there. Suffice to say, I told her I wasn't happy with it and said I'm not going to be her best man, or don't think it'd be a good idea for me to be at the wedding, and definitely don't like the idea of moving someone into or around my kids after a year. Now, my kids love the fiance. My kids are always talking about her. Suffice to say, she was upset, and we haven't spoken since. I mean, if that is what it is, then I wouldn't be that upset. I mean, in what way does going to a wedding, seeing my wife marry the woman who she left me for seems like a good idea? And to be the best man? My kids found out, though, somehow, are really upset. My daughter particularly really went off and said she thought I was better than that, and if I don't want to be in the wedding, she'll never talk to me again. The youngest 2 don't want to come and see me this week and also have refused to talk to me. I'm still close and have a relationship with my in-laws, and they've also been on my case about saying I should go, especially for my kids' sake. There's where I need help and someone to talk to. What do I do? I mean, it's the last thing I want to do is to be false and go to a wedding watching the woman who I thought I'd be with forever marry someone else. Yet I hate the thought of my kids are suffering, and the prospect of not having them in my life, even for a short while, is like torture. Help.
Dang.
How long do you have to be there for? Can you be there for like a minute?
Just
60
show up
seconds?
and get out.
I was there.
Yeah.
What do you want
You
from me?
just didn't see me. You just weren't looking when
Hey, you guys must
I
not
was
see me there.
Yeah, that's not my
I
problem.
dropped by.
Yeah,
Patis says, do it for Dan. Yeah, I feel like maybe go for the kids if that's really what they're upset about. Did we get how old they are again?
13, like 16 and 18.
Oh, wow. Okay. So they're young, but not like that young.
Teenagers.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe go for the kids, but maybe be like, hey, I just don't feel comfortable being your best man because, you know, because it just feels weird to me. This is just a boundary that I need to put up, but I can maybe be there for the wedding. Don't know if I'll stay for the whole time.
Now,
that is uncomfortable.
Chat has some thoughts here.
Okay.
What if she was marrying another man? Would it be different?
Interesting.
I think so. I think it's the same. I wouldn't go to see my ex that I was going to be with forever be with another person.
Yeah,
Why
I think that would be the same feeling, if not worse in a way, because then that would change the whole like divorce reason, because if they got divorced because she realized that she wanted to be with a woman, then it's like you know, and then she ended up being with a man, it's like, what the heck, like wait, what? You know, but yeah, I feel like I don't think it's about any sort of like homophobia, if that's what that's suggesting.
Yeah, no, definitely not. But we got some comments. One, I get it. It took me 7 years to get over the hurt of my ex cheating before I let it be able to pursue another long-term relationship. So why she or anyone else thinks you should be dealing with it like a man after a year is insane in my opinion, especially after a 15-year relationship. Your kids are old enough for you to tell them the truth about how you're feeling and how you're unable to deal with her request this soon after the divorce. If they can't accept your decision, then maybe use your analogies they can understand about their own lives. Ultimately, stick by your pew-pews, and your mental health is more important. Sounds like you need to focus on your healing right now. Opie says, absolutely. I mean, I do not feel any way, shape, or form ready to start dating or get into a relationship yet. However, she's been trying to push me to date or even set me up with a suitable woman she knows. She feels guilty and thinks I would be a great catch for someone and deserves someone who appreciates me, which is all dandy, but I just don't want it yet. I'm trying to get through to our oldest so I can talk about this with her. She's 18 and the one they all look up to. If I can at least get her to understand, then it might help the other two come around. Comment 2, it's tough when your ex takes up with the person they left you for, but your ex-wife clearly values you and sees you as an important person in her life. That's why she wants you at her wedding as her best man. She's not trying to rub her new relationship in your face, but honor the relationship you have as two people who have cared for each other for almost 2 decades. It sounds like you're grieving your marriage and the pain is still raw. Ending a marriage is a huge adjustment, and I think you owe it to yourself to seek a therapist out to talk things over with. A therapist who has experience with LGBTQ plus families and issues that would be your benefit. Attending the wedding and supporting your ex in her new life as goals you want to work towards. Tell your ex-wife that you won't be her best man, but you would be happy to be in her new life. You're just not there quite yet. Let your ex know you're not planning on attending this time, but you will keep a spot open for you and the chance you change your mind. Also, consider attending the reception if the ceremony would be too rough for you. That way you get to celebrate with your ex, your children, while skipping what could be the toughest part. Ask if you can bring along a supportive +1 male or female you can take aside and vent with. Just make sure you're out of earshot of your ex, her fiance, and your kids. I disagree with this one.
Yeah.
This one, I don't know. I feel like they're not listening to where OP is. They're like, just say you can't make it, but you should celebrate with the ex. You can't celebrate with the ex, you know?
Yeah, because I think that's the issue. Is that like you don't feel it's weird to celebrate with your ex, you know? Like I'm sure the thought of her, you know, being in another relationship, especially if he's maybe not in one right now, and then especially them getting married after like a year being together, I'm sure that's weird in general.
Yeah.
So then adding the extra layer of even being at the wedding and being the best man is like, oh, it's just adding more to the uncomfort. Yeah.
Ugh. 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 I get being like, oh, we were best friends for 20 years. Like, you can't do that to your best friend too, you know?
Like you can't like not go to your best friend's wedding. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Like if your best friend unmarried and remarried someone else.
But it's just different. It's just different. There's more than that in this situation. There's more.
OP response. That approach is one I'd consider. Saying I'd consider it or not commit to it, but needing to think about it as if what is best for me. But the way she's gone about it was just completely the wrong way. Just 0 to 60 in a second flat, and getting kids involved had made it worse. She had even spoke to me calmly, asked me in a decent way, and gave me time to consider. I may have reacted differently. We got an update. Are we going? Keon, you going?
Heck no, man.
Not going. You going?
Maybe for the kids, but not as the best man.
I'm not going.
I'm not
Yeah.
going. Like I will take the kids and say hi to my ex-wife and be like, here are the kids. I can't be here.
Dude, what
Yeah.
if we get married, have a beautiful life, 3 kids, 4 kids, 4 kids. And then I'm like, babe, I got to tell you something.
Yeah.
Me and Keon, we're getting married.
All this time, I should have known.
Yeah.
It's right under my nose.
Sorry.
But I want you to
Angelina.
be my maid of honor as I go off into the distance with Keon.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. Because do we know how long it's been since they got divorced?
A year.
Just a year?
Yeah.
So she got into a relationship with this woman
Yeah.
Yep.
right after.
Yep.
And they're getting married.
Okay,
Yep.
this adds so much more to the situation. Yeah, no.
It's if I were in OP shoes, again, I would tell how I'm feeling. Hey, this is where I'm at. For you, it seems great. For me, I just don't feel comfortable and I'm not happy with this
Mhm.
and I'm still grieving.
Yeah.
And if you can't respect that, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to go. That's very easy. It's very adult. A very adult conversation. Just tell them like how honest and your feelings. Just tell them your honest feelings.
We got an update. Basically, everything all moved forward today. So I thought I'd be best to reach out to my daughter. So I messaged her along the lines of, hey, I know you're not talking to me now, but I really think we need to talk. To my surprise, she agreed and came over very quickly. I basically said to her that she's an adult and I won't sugarcoat things now. I'm really not in a good place, and your mom is getting married to her girlfriend, and asking me the best man is a bit too much for me when I'm struggling to move on with my life. She sort of understands, but it hit her close to home. She came out to me as a sapphic herself. She said she's known for a while. She told her mom and my ex a while ago, but wasn't sure how to tell me. And because of the way I reacted to the wedding, she was worried I wouldn't be able to accept her. I reassured her that I really do love her dearly, and I'm proud of her for being honest with me, and stressed the way I feel about her mom and our fiance is doing nothing with the fact that they're sapphics, but because she's my ex-wife and I can't just turn my feelings off like that. I'd feel exactly the same if mom was marrying a dude. We hugged it out, and she said she talked to her brothers and see if she can get them to come around because they live with mom and see the fiance often. They see her a lot, and so they don't understand. I said to her, I can't promise that I'd go to the wedding eventually, but if I feel up to it, I may try, but it would be hard for me. While she's here, she FaceTimed her mom from her phone, and I got a chance to talk to my ex. I basically was honest. I said I feel like she blindsided me and sprung it up with me without thinking how I would feel, especially putting me on the spot and making her ask me to be the best man. I said the invitation to the wedding was one thing, but it was a bit much for me. She took it all in and apologized and admitted it's because she'd all loved up and her family are giving her all the platitudes about how happy and how proud they are, so she got caught up in the moment. And you guys can get caught up in more moments just like this one. Go to your favorite podcast platform, search up OK Storytime on Apple, iHeartRadio, or Spotify, and boom, there are many beautiful moments just like this one happening all around in this universe.
Happening right now.
It's coming in every direction.
Happy Pride.
wait, pause. It's not what I meant. Wow, so
See? Communication.
Reddit does change lives.
I guess it does. Yeah.
This one conversation after getting some clarity
Yep.
and everything went well.
Everything went well. I feel like maybe the 18-year-old didn't need to be there for the conversation like with the parents, but I'm sure she can handle it.
She's
you
an
know?
adult now.
She's an adult
He's not
now.
going to sugarcoat anything else.
I guess. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Word for word, letter
Word
for letter.
word. Wow. Well, yeah, see, communication is the answer to all of your problems.
Yep. And I got a little bit left here. She asked me how I feel about it now. I said, in all honesty, it's a bit too much to consider at the moment, but I definitely am not going to be her best man regardless. She understands. Said she won't accept that of me. But if I don't want to go to the wedding itself, and would I be interested in going to just the reception? I said, in all honesty, I don't know if I can. And she shouldn't expect me to. She agreed and said she'd leave it to me and will try to understand if I can, but would it be made up if I can. But would be made up if I can. The boys were there, so I asked if she could put them on, but they didn't want to talk to me. Honestly, feels like the old 1-2 in the balls, so I left it there before it made me start crying. She saw it and let the daughter leave so I could be on my own. I've never liked her to see me like this, too emotional, especially when I cry. So there you have it. We've all made it peace as such, but there's a long way to go yet. A lot of people have said about her cheating while she met her now fiance before the split. I don't believe there was physical intimacy, possibly an emotional thing, but I don't believe they got together until we split. At 2, a lot of people have picked up on me not showing my emotions around my kids. I do show emotion around them. I'm loving, funny, affectionate, humble, etc. I do show sadness at things like funerals, but I generally don't like them seeing me cry, especially at things like this. Yeah, that I read a documentary about like why men don't cry, and it makes sense. Like they only cry at like very, very like big things that happen, and if they cry at other things around it, they are seen as like weak. Like they cry at a breakup or like cry that they stubbed their toe.
Yeah.
This and the other, and it's like,
I know
you're
it's
weak.
a bad pressure to put on, but that is honestly a thing. Seeing your dad cry for the first time or ever is always like a because like it's, you know, in most cases so rare.
I started dressing down around my ex-husband's new wife to make her feel comfortable.
Just for the job you want, right?
My ex-husband, let's call him Gary for the purpose of the story, and I, female, both approximately 30-ish, give or take 6 months difference, have been divorced for 5 years, separated for 6, and have a 7-year-old son. The divorce was HE double hockey sticks in more ways than one. My ex was a office cleaner at the time. He'll even admit that. That means
A D-bag.
yeah, D-bag.
That's
yeah.
all it is.
We meant to say orifice. We said office because I can't spell. By the way, this comes from Accomplished Rough 12, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So the short story is, he cheated and then brought the woman home and had me feed her at my table?
What? How does that work?
Okay, so this is what happens. I cheat on you, and then I bring her around and say, hey, make us both sandwiches.
Hey, this is my bestie. Can you make us dinner, please? That's crazy.
I cooked a full homemade meal and everything. I was 4 months postpartum, in pain from additional procedures that were necessary due to some medical malpractice that occurred during labor, in addition to my initial diagnosis of severe that the OBGYN told me I'd likely had at the beginning of my pregnancy, which they had to biopsy twice. It eventually came back at the beginning, but originally they wanted me to have a pregnancy termination to be able to perform the biopsy, and I decided to continue. I don't think Gary ever forgave me for that, and it probably led to some resentment that led to the cheating.
Oh, wow.
For all he adores our son. That's interesting.
So he wanted to follow through with the pregnancy termination.
Yeah.
Dang.
But he likes the son now.
Well, I would hope.
Nothing against people that would have chosen differently, but it was my choice, and I'll personally never regret choosing my son. I needed some repairs because of the medical malpractice. Nurse pulled a semi-inflated Foley catheter and ripped my urethra to shreds while I was in labor. So for medical purposes, I wasn't exactly available spicy relatedly initially, and then it hurt a lot. And there was a bunch of miscommunication. He said she was a former coworker/friend who had come through town, and I needed to make it special if I could. I was a stay-at-home mom at the time because of my recovery from birth and the procedures. It didn't make sense to send our little baby to daycare when I couldn't work really. And if I was able to work, it would barely cover the cost of daycare. Like I said, this is the short version. There was so much more going on, and it would more than fill up the word amount in this, just a prequel essentially to show the turnaround. In the end, he ended up with an STD that he gave me from this woman. While curable, it left me functionally sterilized due to scarring and my postpartum state. While I have some things can't be done to fix it, time is my biggest friend here. My new OBGYN has been monitoring this and is hopeful that the scarring is finally starting to fade 7 years later.
7 years, man.
Like you looked in the mirror and broke it. That's the curse you got here. Since our separation and divorce, he actually manned up and went to therapy and made himself a better man and gave me a full apology in every way he could.
Okay.
He was and is someone I could have been efficiently co-parenting with and trust with our son's safety, but not the safety of my own heart and health. Needless to say, we never got back together. It sounds bad, I know, but I never doubted he loved our kid, just that he didn't love me in the way that I needed it in the end.
Yeah.
He sees our kid almost every weekend, goes out of his way to school events, etc. He's a good dad, and Gary's mom is amazing. This woman has loved me like I was her own since I first met her. She was never wavered in her acceptance of me and her love, even through the divorce. She was accepting and supportive, more so than my own mother at the times. She is my bonus mom, and I'm beyond lucky that I have her in my life. About 4 years ago, he met my son's stepmom, Laurel, female, 32, fake name. They dated for 2 years. Got engaged. Then she got pregnant about 1.5 years ago. They got married 8 months ago. I know other people saw, but she was the only one I remember the name of at all at this point. We agreed to tell each other the names of the people we were dating for safety reasons with our son, so we knew who was around and names that didn't surprise us. Wow, I never thought about that.
I didn't think about that either.
Like when you're co-parenting and dating,
Yeah.
be like, hey, by the way, I'm seeing this person.
Right.
That's
right.
smart. I like that. I dated a few people when I initially started dating again about 3 years ago. Only really dated 2 people seriously for longer than 3 months and have been in my current relationship for 2 years now. I couldn't ask for a better man in all ways. I could spend years on poetry dedicated to describing all the ways my Alvin, 31, fake male, is my piece and how he loves me and sings for me in a chipmunk voice. However, it is too short. Cuddles are life. No pressure, no nothing. Just consistent physical reassurance he's there and has my back. A brush at the shoulder, a quick ham grasp there, kiss on the forehead or cheek, a quick squeeze at the hip or shoulder when moving around me in the kitchen. Dang, I didn't know Alvin was this tall. I thought he was like this big.
at most. I mean, yeah.
I never felt so secure and connected and confident in my life. He literally redecorated his house after I mentioned how something could be a safety issue for my son. After I let him meet him after 3 months of dating, he's already cleaned out a bedroom for him for when we will move in and made it clear it's on my schedule. But he's doing his part because he intended to marry me from the date one. Oh, wow.
Oh, this is so sweet. Everyone get yourself an Alvin.
He got new curtains and bedding after finding out my favorite color for his bedroom. He put up bookshelves for me as we finally started moving things in. I didn't ask. I didn't say anything, but he's changing a room in a dang library for me because I mentioned it once. One dang time on our first date. It was my to-do dream. Am I really getting off track? Sorry, Alvin. She's got the Alvin eyes here, guys.
Oh, so sweet.
Alvin is the love of my life, and the way he loves me is beyond anything I could believe to be real. I'm very lucky and very well loved. He knows I might not be able to have another child, and it's fine with it either way. Laurel was always really interested in who I was dating and seemed to be on edge a lot, especially when I started losing weight and dressing nicer again because I could actually fit my clothes again. I started dressing down initially around her, wearing baggy clothes, little to no makeup. I even put my hair up when I noticed how uncomfortable she seemed to be with me around Gary's mom events, and she seemed more comfortable. Look, I'm not meaning to brag or anything, but I'm pretty. Like getting catcalled at 12 pretty.
Like getting
sorry?
catcalled like in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Rather than at nighttime?
Like getting catcalled once she would turn 12.
Yeah, not at noon.
Oh,
Which is
At
so
the
much
age
worse.
12.
that
Getting
is.
catcalled around lunchtime.
I was like, I guess because like if it
Everyone's
happens
out
at
at that
nighttime,
What are you doing double cheeked up during this lunchtime?
which happens, but I was like, okay, I guess that's like a I guess that's like a.
What
I don't know.
What a sad flex, though.
Yeah, I don't think we should be flexing about any sort of catcalling.
It's like, yeah, I was catcalled since I was a minor.
Yeah, I'm so pretty that people disrespected me into like when I was a
Like,
child.
I've been hot for a while now.
Yeah, it's like.
But she didn't say age. She might have meant lunchtime too. We do not
I mean,
know.
you guys are probably right about that.
She
But
did-
just
She didn't
for
specify
anyone
the time.
watching, it's okay if you don't get catcalled at 12.
Ideally, you
Still
don't-
means
you wouldn't be
you're pretty.
catcalled.
Yeah, hopefully
Ideally,
you're
you
not being catcalled.
I used to win beauty pageants and was a ballerina 18 years. Even overweight, I still have an hourglass figure that is more than a bit over full in the right places. And with hair down, my back that looks like spun gold in summer. I'm used to the idea of making other women uncomfortable.
Dude, I love this. I love this confidence from OP. This is great. Pop off, queen.
Girl
You're
is
so
feeling
great, girl.
herself.
It really is.
Yeah, I am here for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Laurel is adorable, a bit mousy, but cute and petite, and much more boyish, obviously, athletic build even postpartum than me. So, still very pretty, just in a different way. At the time, I didn't mind. Less drama, better for everyone. Minor discomfort for me compared to dealing with some resentment around me and taking it out on my son. And she genuinely seemed to love my son at the time. How could I complain about that? But as time went on, things kept happening. Slips in her facade, or maybe it was something else. Once Gary and Laurel were engaged, Laurel went to Gary's mother and said she didn't need me anymore because she had her. I overheard it, and Mama's response had me crying. My relationship with her is not defined by her relationship to my son. She's my daughter because I say she is, and she is the mother of my grandson. So there is no replacing people. Each relationship is unique. That being said, I am their mother and mistreat my children, and that will define my relationship with you. I love that woman like crazy, but this was one of the first signs of things to come with Laurel, taking all the leftovers Mama, Gary's mom, was counting on and packing them for herself after a family meal, leaving nothing for her and taking the last of the soda cans too. Happened 3 times before Mama put her foot down, eating all the food that was specifically texture safe for my son and aside for him after being told he couldn't eat the other without gagging. Consistently bad-mouthing Gary in front of his son over things that are just pure petty. Keep in mind, she's a stay-at-home mom and her kid is in daycare, not cooking something that she likes every night, working too much, not doing the laundry right, including taking too much time with his son, which also means bad-mouthing our kid. Motherly rage is a thing. And from what she is loudly always complaining to me, what I'm getting is, he cooks, he cleans, he does laundry, he works, he picks up the kid from daycare, he takes her daughter to the doctor, and she loved to brag on he hasn't cheated either.
That tells me that maybe he has. I mean, maybe. That's not necessarily
I mean,
like
he cheated on someone that was working.
But it's
What's
just
stopping him from cheating on someone that isn't?
Yeah. I mean, that just kind of is like, why would you mention that?
But maybe
you
she
know?
hasn't figured out, if I make him do all the things, he has no time to cheat.
Listen, great tactic. Great tactic. Write that down, everyone. Yeah, no, that just is like, it's like, why would you even mention that? It's like, oh, my husband hasn't like, you know, it just feels like, oh, my husband hasn't robbed from any banks, so he must be a great person. It's like, well, why was that in question? No one should be doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I just stopped holding back, starting dressing up again. And honestly, feel a heck of a lot better. And Mama and my, for all practical purposes, adopted siblings seemed happier that I'm just being me again. So, number 1,
aw.
am I the a-hole for my attitude and frustration on this? Did I accidentally set her up to hate me when I stopped holding back for her comfort when she started being passive-aggressive in her actions towards my mama and my son? Number 2, she's always wanting to be in the middle of conversation about Gary's and my sons, having her own ideas about how to raise them, which wouldn't be an issue, except she's trying to shut down all communication between Gary and me to stop co-parenting. Essentially, at this point, not completely, we will make it work still, but it all came to a head this weekend. We got an update. Trying to get in between the co-parenting seems to be fully platonic and co-parenting like.
Yeah, it's like, this is business. We're just co-parenting like we should because we have children. But yeah, she's just like jealous and insecure, it seems, and trying to get in the way, and it's just like not good. This is not
Yeah.
gonna have a good outcome, I feel.
Sophia, do you think there's any a-holery coming from OP right now?
From my limited grasp on the story, I don't know.
Thanks, Sophia. We got an update.
Okay.
It had been planned for a week that our son would spend Friday night with Gary and Laurel to have some time with his dad and sister. So I planned to go and stay with Alvin to get more work on the house together and get some adult alone time. Alvin lives 2 hours away from where Gary and Laurel live, stay an hour away from where I live currently. I get the initial message from Laurel about what the plan is around 3:45 p.m. I am driving. I can't reply. I drop my son off at 4:15 with his dad, and I get back to my place around 5-ish. Eat a quick late lunch, throw the last of the things I need in a bag along with a couple more items to move out and head out. I've forgotten the text message from Laurel at this point and get back on the road ASAP. I have triple checked at this point, and the message says nothing about the little girl, my son's sister, being sick. This matters for later. When I reach Alvin's house, I have 14 messages from Laurel ranging from asking when my son is going to be there to the baby is sick and I need to get my son or I need to tell him to come home. She even calls me to tell me I need to make that decision with her on the phone on speaker. His dad's arguing in the background, not harshly, just protesting the way she is doing this. And I'm not happy, but I'm almost 2 hours away. My mother, Bio, amazing woman too, had agreed to be on contact for emergencies. Gary had her number. I told him that I couldn't do anything right now because I couldn't. I wasn't just down the road. I also mentioned that Gary's mom had told them to stop by. I later found out at this point she had tossed my son things out the house, and my ex is the only reason his wife didn't stuff him in a car. My son is now having nightmares about being punted out of the house for the past 2 nights, still watching to see if it happens this time. It was at this point I hung up, praying I made the right call. I'm sure I did not. In the end, Gary handled it and took his son to his mom's house to spend the night and stayed there with him. Am I the a-hole for making him be the one to handle it and not being the bad guy to my son, making him come home? No, you're not the a-hole.
No.
You just dropped your son off thinking it would be a regular weekend, and
Yeah.
Laurel had her pants on fire.
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely not.
Yeah, and
They are also parents. They can figure it out too.
This is Gary's mess to fix.
Yeah, exactly. He's Gary's son too.
If his sister was sick for 2 days, I could have been told earlier, and that would have changed the plans. P.S. Gary got the little one to the doctor, and it was just allergies. By the way, if you have any allergies from the BS you go through every day, the way to cure it is taking a daily dose of OK Storytime. All you gotta do is go to your favorite podcast platform, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, search up OK Storytime, and press play on one of the many stories we have there for your allergies to go away of the daily BS you go through.
That's right.
We got an update too.
Oh gosh.
You think Gary and Laurel are going to stay together?
Hopefully not. I mean, I kind of agree with Sophia Kalan's like comment where it's like, yeah, he kind of deserves her after what he did to OP, but OP doesn't deserve to keep dealing with this. So hopefully, like, yeah, if they stay together, whatever. But the fact that they have to co-parent and that she still has to be involved with OP and she clearly is like trying to go against OP at any moment she can. She doesn't deserve to deal with that. So get her out of the picture.
Get her out of there.
Get her out.
Ugh.
Oh my goodness. I can't with
Any
these
more
people.
A-hole moves from OP, Sophia?
Nope.
Nice. Nice. Okay.
All right.
So you're still in the clear from OP, Sophia's perspective, OP.
Ponytail looks
Yep.
cute.
You have Sophia's stamp of approval. Update 2. All right. No more nightmares last night, which was one of the most immediate of my concerns. Outside of just keeping my kid away outside of mandatory visits, which his dad has already confirmed he's willing to work on me with until we have a chance to actually talk in person. Neither of us want our kid to go through this again, and any spent the nights and visits will be taking place at Gary's mom's house. If my son wants one before, this is all sorted. It's a patch job for now. Gary and I know it, but it lets our son have access to his dad and sister with more witnesses for safety.
I told my ex's mother that I refused to marry him because of his family.
You gotta marry the whole family. It's a package deal. There we go.
I'm still reeling from this myself. We are Indians and respecting our elders is drilled into us firsthand, but this feels crazy to me. Ex 24 male and I 23 female dated for a year in high school. a year. And I got good grades and entrance tests, left for a good university, moved for higher studies abroad, and I swear I haven't seen or heard from this guy after leaving high school. Last I heard from old friends was that he was doing a very good job in his career. I haven't been home in 2 years. So I came back to see my parents, and because of some issues, I am stuck here for an extra month. By the way, this comes from Infinite Ad 1735, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, again, we grew up in different circles. My parents were never friends with my ex's mom, who, since we were in middle school, would hound my mother in parent-teacher conferences on how nice it must be to come to your daughter's school in AC cars, and how my ex's family could never do that because they are humble people.
What?
They're just sweating profusely. We could never do that.
Yeah, we're just
We're
like
so humble.
we're what?
My dad takes nobody's barbs, and after that, he would loudly ask my ex's parents every time he saw if they needed to be dropped off somewhere. And I found out later that his mom used to tell my friends, if I was not there, that my parents were show-offs. Still, she was nice to me. My entire school life, both my ex and I competed to be the highest in class. We came from a pretty large town, but went to the same school for years, and I was one of his closest friends. I also happened to be the eldest daughter of a Brown household with a mother who has been sick for years, and I have been picking up slack since I was 11. When I lived at home, I used to handle the majority of chores, took care of my younger sister, and managed my studies. I didn't do it to get recognition, and my parents never told me to do all of these things. They were just constantly in and out of hospitals, but my ex's mom got it into her head that I would be the perfect daughter-in-law. Mind you, I was a kid. Her son was a kid. We were in high school. And even though we are a fairly progressive community, Bengalis, he came from a severely conservative family where women never worked, house helped, was not allowed, and you can't wear anything except traditional wear. I would literally rather stab myself in the eye than have married him.
Dang, man. Someone said that about me. Ouch.
Ouch.
That would hurt.
After telling my ex this is what led to our breakup. Ex's mom saw me after a long time when I was out with my mom and sister at a function, immediately hugging me, telling me how pretty I've become, etc. I was very respectful and made small talk, then went away. Except the next day, she calls my dad up and sends her son's match to me. She told my dad I'm not getting any younger. Her son is doing very good, and she has known for years how responsible and talented I am at household work, how this was the best opportunity for X and me. My dad passed the phone to me and told me to handle this myself.
Is this like arranged too?
I think the mother is trying to arrange it,
Got
but
it.
it not successfully. At first, I was very polite and told her I didn't see her son that way and that I've lived abroad and was not going to marry for at least 5 years. She got mad at that and told me her son liked me a lot and I should be respectful of my elders and that she was praising me, so I should be considerate of her proposal. I was just done, and I told her our family was not accepting her son, and there was no way I was going to marry into her ultra-conservative family. I told her not to bring this up ever again and hung up. My ex calls me after years. We hadn't blocked each other because the breakup wasn't that bad, but he was so mad that I apparently made his mom cry, and how I am so high up on my horse that I'm looking down on him. That's crazy.
Why don't you have a horse, huh? Sorry, I have a horse. Sorry, I'm really cool because
Sorry,
I
I've
have
got
a horse. Maybe, I don't know, get taller.
Yeah.
Or get your own horse. God. Then a really easy fix here that someone doesn't want to admit.
I told him his mom was ridiculous, and why on earth would she ever think I'd sacrifice my happiness to be a slave to his family? We got into a pretty nasty fight, and I ended up telling him to go cry in his mommy's lap. I think there will be more drama after because I know he and his mom are people who go around spreading misinformation. But my own mom thinks I was too rude. She says I could have handled it more respectfully or made up a lie. My mom is a very soft-hearted person, and she feels I have made my ex's mom feel lesser than us. 2 of my old school friends, I don't talk to them, sent me texts on how they expected better of me, and this is why they don't like me. I don't care. I don't understand why people from high school are messaging you. That's so weird.
Yeah, have we not moved on?
Yeah.
Have we, like, You were rejected so long ago.
So long ago.
Just accept it instead of being like, oh, by the way, I still remember you're
I'm
a terrible
still
person.
into you.
You tall woman on your horse.
You tall
I
woman
wish
on
I
your
had a
horse.
horse.
But the fact that my mom thinks that I was wrong is making me feel really bad. Am I the a-hole? And there is an update. You're not an a-hole.
Yeah,
No,
I mean, like,
no.
maybe you didn't need to hang up the phone like
Yeah.
that, I guess. But also, like, she was calling and being rude.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I think your mom is operating from probably like respect your elders kind of standpoint.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you can't be rude like that. But
yeah.
I doubt she means she wants you to like, marry this guy.
Yeah. It's like, well, I'm not going to marry him. She said that she wanted me as a daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
Hopefully she doesn't think so now.
Hopefully.
Because I don't want to be that.
Don't want to be that. Update. I booked a ticket and I'm going back home to my city in 2 weeks. I would have stayed longer, but there are too many cultural programs around this time of the year. And well, as much as I love my parents, I love my late night walks with my friends and waking and eating whatever, which living under your parents' roof is not possible. Ex's mom called my mom after getting her number from the old parents' WhatsApp group of my high school. This woman is crazy. My mom is scared. She may be one of those psychotic ones. She called my mom and told her they got off on the wrong foot, and she got too excited at the prospect of me being in the family. But her son said he wouldn't marry anyone else. Creepy. So please consider.
I thought the son was mad about being rejected. Didn't he message like 3 years
Yeah.
later and he was like, hey, just by the way, you still suck. You still a terrible person for rejecting me.
Yep.
But he loves her.
But he loves her.
It's like a girl throwing a rock at a boy in elementary
Yeah,
school.
he's like yanking her pigtails and he's
Yeah.
saying, marry me.
Except they're out of high school now.
Yeah. Except he's
It's
a
just
weirdo.
a little weird.
Then it becomes weird.
He's one of those
suddenly when you
psychotic
grow
ones.
up and you yank someone's pigtails, now it's all weird.
Now you're going to jail. Weird. My mother told her she would never ask me to marry a man who did not have the guts to talk to me myself and got his mother to do his work for him. Yay, mom. My mom had a very stern tone towards her. She told both my ex and his mom that since we are snobs, then these snobs are not ruining their daughter's life by forcing her to marry into such a conservative, problematic household.
Yeah.
Nice. And yes, since they think we think of them as lower than us, they are lower than us.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, you think that is true.
It's true. Sorry. We have horses and so we're tall. They don't, so they're short. Just how it works.
I just want to make sure you are being sarcastic about the
Yes.
horses, right? Okay, cool.
Yeah, they don't actually have horses. But if they did, that'd be really cool.
Okay, because I thought you were joking, but then
You were like,
really
wait a second, we've done this too many times now.
Super hyper focused on this.
I just gotta double check. It is a joke. So they should stop bothering us because we are such awful people and they are so humble. I know letting my ex piss off my mom was the right move because she's actually terrifying when mad. By the way, you know what isn't terrifying? Listening to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. Do it. Do it.
Do
now.
it.
Do it. But there's a little bit left to the story. Do you have any final thoughts?
They're
Horse
weird.
related or otherwise?
I think they're weird.
They are weird.
Seems like they're trying to guilt trip in their own weird way. You
Yeah.
think you're better than us? We don't deserve you. But
yeah.
in that kind of way.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
You think you're so high and mighty?
Yeah.
I think it's like Dr. Draken from Kim Possible when he goes, you think you're all that, but you're not.
You're not. I get the reference.
Yeah. Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's like whenever Dr. Draken is beat by Kim Possible, he's always like, Kim Possible, you think you're all that, but you're not.
when
That's what
she
they're doing.
literally just beat him.
Yeah, she
It's
is
like,
all
well,
that. She is all that.
She is
She just
all that.
ate that.
Laid the house boots down. But yeah, these people are weird. Stick with your mom and your dad who are standing up for you.
Yeah.
And block this guy.
Yep. And
He's
that
a
guy's gonna stay
weirdo.
with his mom and dad forever.
Yeah, and that's sad for him.
Yeah.
You
They
can't
need to
marry your
move
mom.
on.
Yeah,
It's been years.
It's been years.
That's
It's been
crazy.
years. But there is an update. My sister and I were laughing when Mom was on the call, so I didn't hear the last part. But she told me she handled it. And I should focus on my work and on not letting such idiots bug me again. Turns out it was my ex's idea. Shocker. As I suspected, and he made his mom pester me to agree to be with him again. I still don't understand why, because my ex has made it very clear how much he hates me and everything I stand for. He said my independence would make me a horrible wife, but he's drawn to you like a moth to the flame. I am selfish and can't love anyone, etc. Every time I replied, I can love. You are just not worth it. He would yell at me.
Boom. Yeah.
Our breakup all those years ago, looking back, seems pretty funny to me. I had a trusted mutual friend deliver a sober message to my ex that I did not like him. I stopped liking him at 17 and have always considered him an annoyance at best. There was no way anything was happening, and he should apologize to his mom for embarrassing her. From what I heard back, he told our friend he understood and wouldn't bother me again. So there it is. As much as I like drama, I am thinking of skipping it for the next couple of visits to my parents. So I think I'll ask them to come stay with me instead. And that is the end of that story.
My ex-wife is taking advantage of my kindness. I want to bankrupt her.
Maybe we should go to therapy.
My wife and I legally separated 2 years ago and filed for divorce last year. During the divorce, we agreed that I would keep the house, refinance it, and pay her 50% of equity owed. She was bringing in 6 figures and I only made about $58K during the marriage, so she paid me spousal support. Because she put the down payment on the house, I decided to give her an extra 10% of the equity split, as I believe that to be fair. By the way, this comes from Jesus Walks, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, we also had 2 cars that we needed to refinance to take each other off the loan. Well, none of this happened, of course, because I chose to keep things amicable between us and didn't seek legal counsel. I filed the divorce papers myself. Fast forward to February of this year, I get a call from CarMax trying to collect a debt. My ex-wife missed a car payment. We talked about it. I understood that things come up, and I said I wouldn't mind making the payments this one time as long as she pays me back. I was still peeved, though, as I suspect that she missed her payment because of the same reason she had failed to make an alimony payment a few months back, because she's financially supporting her new unemployed daddy of 4 felonious boyfriend. Felonious boyfriend.
Interesting.
March comes around and I get another call from CarMax. April, May, June, and July, calls from CarMax every month. By May, I was already concerned. I come to find out that she's accumulated an exorbitant amount of debt in 1 year, the length of her new relationship.
Dude, why are we helping her so much? Aren't we divorced?
So many months.
Aren't we divorced?
Her credit is almost non-existent, but she's buying Great Danes and pew-pews.
She's buying multiple Great Danes? What? The dog?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, I was just gonna... she's buying multiple Great Danes. Weapons?
Shopping on Temu and traveling around the U.S. with her boyfriend.
I'm so concerned about what she's doing with all of these things.
She's taking the Great Danes around the U.S.
She's taking the Great Danes? Okay.
I continued to make payments on her car because I didn't want my credit to be affected by her inaction. She was paying me back, but it was like pulling teeth. By June, I got fed up and asked her to either refinance or sell her car, which of course she refused to do.
Dude, you can sue her. You're paying for the car payments.
That's your car. I kept pleading with her, trying to make her understand how much financial stress this was putting on me, and I let her know that I felt as though she was taking advantage of me. July rolls around and I make another payment.
Dude, come on. What are you doing?
What are we doing here? This time, the CarMax paper bill was sent to her house. First week of August, I get a call from her boyfriend to yell and berate me. He demanded to know why my ex and I were still talking. I told him that she owed me money and that I needed her to get rid of her car because I was the one making payments on it. A week went by and I hadn't heard anything. She had already blocked me at this point, so I sent her an email requesting to know details about the car. As usual, she was uncooperative, and it took me telling her that I would drive to her house and pick up the car myself to sell it. That did it. The next day, she had sold the car. She emailed me a few days later demanding a timeline for refinancing the house. I told her I wouldn't be refinancing anything until we meet with a mediator to ensure that she is held accountable. This is a house, not a car. It took 7 months to get her to do anything with the car, and I was still owed alimony and car payments. / the mediator would facilitate the distribution of our remaining assets, as I can no longer trust or even communicate with her effectively. She replied by telling me that she will not be subjected to my demands any longer and that she is entitled to 100% of the equity.
Dude, don't we have a court order? Don't we have a thing that says exactly what she's entitled to?
I don't think they got that far yet.
Y'all, do better.
She also said that because she already fulfilled her divorce agreement by selling her car, not true, she still owes me money, so nothing's fulfilled, that I am now in contempt of court because I have not deposited 100% of the equity from a house that I haven't even begun to refinance.
Stop! She said you're in contempt of court? You're not in court! You're not in court!
You're not in court.
That's not how contempt of court works.
I'm now in contempt of court because I have not deposited 100% of the equity from a house that I haven't even begun to refinance because I need legal assistance with it. To make matters worse, she told me she needs the money ASAP because she's getting married. Or
She's getting married!
However, she wants me to deposit money into her account. She is refusing to go through with this the right way because I suspect she doesn't want to disclose her finances. She is, after all, helping her ex-felon boyfriend run a business that cannot legally operate in the state.
And also buying pew-pews, which he probably should not be owning if he's an ex-felon. And the Great Danes! Don't forget the Great Danes!
Forget them. At this point, there was no salvaging this relationship that I was trying to keep with her. I wanted to do things amicably with a mediator and come to an agreement on the house. We emailed back and forth a bit more about how I would be seeking legal counsel if she refused to go to mediation and settle this like civil adults that once loved each other so dearly. I still do love her, which is why it hurts so much. But I am also to the point where I am ready to lawyer up and take whatever assets she has left to get my money back and legal fees paid. Am I the a-hole? We do have an update.
Okay, it's a little bit unclear. It doesn't sound like they are officially divorced quite yet.
Yeah.
Could be wrong about that. It sounds like they're still just separated, but they've filed for divorce.
They've at least filed.
They're in the divorce proceedings.
Yeah, and she's had a boyfriend for a year.
She's had a boyfriend for a year. She's like, I want to marry him. So
the Great
let's get
Dane's
this
a
rolling.
couple months.
Great Dane's a couple months. He's getting alimony.
Yes.
She's trying to get the house fund. I don't know, like the
house funds, but he's in charge of refinancing it.
Yes. They were for some reason paying for a car together, which I guess
the cars were in his name, I think, and she stopped paying.
But like she took them. He let her take them. Weird. Should have changed those to her name.
Right.
If she
why
was
wasn't
gonna,
that in the divorce?
I don't know why you didn't do that, man. If she's gonna take the cars, change them to her name. You guys did divorce badly. You guys had a stupid divorce. F. Failed divorce. Actually, you get a D for divorce.
Update. I scheduled a couple of meetings with attorneys next week to discuss my situation. Edit, I just wanted to add a bit more background to explain why I feel like the a-hole. My ex and I remained friends after the separation. Did you? We still sent each other funny memes, and we were checking in on one another. The communication increased late last year when she missed her first alimony payment. This is when she began to tell me more and more about her new life and relationship. She started telling me that her boyfriend was always asking for money and that she was stressed out constantly. She also said that he attacked her one night, that they had an intense argument. She also started telling me that she missed me and that she wanted to leave her situation but had nowhere to go. This lasted the entire 7 months that I was paying for her car.
Dude, what is your relationship? Like, awful if she's in that situation. Awful. I'm confused what your relationship is.
I'm worried.
Also,
now,
if
too.
he's an ex-felon, report that. Don't have weapons around him?
Yeah. That's what the Great Danes are
around
for.
the kids?
Okay. I was worried for her. I wanted to help her. I began to piece things together, and all I needed was a name and a Truth Finder account to find out that her new man is a convicted felon with bankruptcies and illegal business dealings. I asked her if she knew about this over the phone one day, and she said no, but didn't seem too concerned about it. Why? We continued to stay in contact, with her even calling me in the middle of the night to ask if she can bring the dogs over and spend the night after another fight. The relationship turned sour after the guy saw the CarMax bill and called me to confront me about it. That is when she blocked me. Her attitude towards me changed when I told her that I was afraid and that she would continue to drag out the car situation, especially now that we wouldn't be able to talk as frequently. This is when she blew up on me and told me that all I ever cared about was money and that I was bailing on her when she needed me the most. She told me that she felt used by me during the marriage and when she was buying me cars and houses. By the way, you can listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and search OK Storytime. And there is another update.
Dude, what
you
is
thinking?
going on? Okay. Just to recap,
Yes.
we've got these two people decided to separate, didn't go through the courts because they wanted to do it amicably, but
Yeah.
then filed for divorce proceedings and stuff.
Yes.
Did it badly. Did it so badly that now she's not paying for these car payments that she promised to pay for. He let her go with the car because he's like, well, we're friends. They're sending each other memes.
Well, because it sounded like it was going well between them until the boyfriend, that she also sounds like she doesn't want anymore.
No, it's not a good situation. But I just think it, like, divorce, from what we've read in all of these stories, even if you want it to be amicably, let's just get a mediator in.
Just a mediator, even.
Let's just get some sort of legal stuff going on in there so we don't have to
do this.
Deal with it later.
Get some Great Danes.
Yeah. So, yikes.
For the record, she and I met in the Marines and had nothing to our names when we got out. We both worked and were full-time students for the GI Bill. For 4 years in the marriage, I made more than her, but because of her career, she moved up very quickly and was making around $110K when we split up. She now makes closer to $180K. I, however, was playing catch-up in grad school while also working a full-time job and doing paid internships, and was constantly berated for not being at her level yet, which she referred to as power couple status. So when she called me to tell me that she had sold the car and wanted equity because she's getting married, I was flabbergasted. Yeah, wait, she's also getting married to this man.
You guys, are
Like,
you guys
soon.
even divorced? We've gotten no clarity.
I don't think they are. I just can't believe it. Me neither. I can't believe that she's used me, or is some of what she's saying true? I don't recognize her. I don't know what to believe anymore. My brain can't process this, and I think my desire to rescue her is why I've been doing this with her for so long.
Stop.
And that's the end of that
Stop.
story.
My girlfriend discovered I'm queer, and she did not take it well.
It's Pride Month. She has to.
It's illegal for you to not accept that. This is ridiculous. But she has explicitly asked me to ask the internet because she's convinced she's in the right. So my girlfriend, 24 female, and I, 21 male, were talking about school and our childhoods a few days ago. I originally lived in England, but she's always been a Scotland girl, so we were comparing. I was showing her pictures of me and my mates from when we were 16 or 17, and she noticed that me and one of my friends seemed a little close in some of the pictures. Even noticed that I was sitting in his lap in one of them. By the way, this comes from user Noodleoodle Scrooble.
I like that.
And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So she asked me, and I just flat out told her that's my ex because it didn't seem like a big deal to me, and it still doesn't. She got a bit annoyed and then asked me why I hadn't told her about this before. I assumed the this she was talking about was my ex, and I said that I hadn't really thought about him in a while because we were teenagers, and I've moved away since then. She got more annoyed and said, not that. I mean that you like guys. I got kind of confused then because it's not something I hid from her. She is right. I've never explicitly told her that I'm bi, but I have pins of the flag on several bags. We thirst over male celebrities together. I mean, the night we met, I was flirting with her male friend at a pub. obviously lighthearted and before we were dating.
So there were pretty clear signs.
There were big old neon signs flashing
You know,
around.
obviously, if someone has a pride pin, it doesn't necessarily, it could mean they're an ally. But if someone has a very specific pride pin, maybe we can do a little bit of, cognitive thinking.
My boyfriend is a big fan of the color spectrum.
What?
Because of the rainbow.
Oh,
Imagining someone's like, yeah, I don't know. He just has a bunch
you
of like.
said that so you said that so like.
Sorry, I thought we were all smart enough to know that the visible spectrum is, a rainbow.
Just the way that you said that didn't sound like. Anyway, okay.
So anyway, I apologized for not telling her and asked what the big deal was. She's not a closet officer by any means, and I didn't understand why she was getting so angry. Buddy, I think she might be.
I
I
she's
think
on.
you're about to find out that
You know
she
what?
actually doesn't like that.
I think there is this thing where, like, very often when you have straight women who are dating a bi man, or just straight women in general who are like, I wouldn't date a bi man because he's been with men, and like automatically see them as gay, as like just gay. They're like, oh, they're not actually interested in women, and which is, you are being a closet officer if you think that they're not interested in women because they've been interested in men. And like that's I have a friend whose ex-girlfriend, he was telling me, he's like, yeah, like she was talking to her friends and they were saying that they would never date a bi man.
Right.
Why? Like, I
But
understand.
I would never date a bi man because they don't exist. They're just
well,
gay.
That's kind of what a lot of people think, which is crazy.
Those are the kind of people who see Neapolitan ice cream and they just break down into tears.
They're like,
They just start crying and weeping.
No, it's the type of people that are like, bi men are actually gay and bi women are straight because everyone has to like men.
Well, see, my take on that is being bi is gay and straight. It's both. Ta-da!
You've done it.
But it's at least a little gay.
Yeah, it's gay, but they just think they're full gay.
It's also a little straight.
It's also that's the point of the
And that's why
bi-ness.
we call it bi.
And that's why it's got its own name.
It's the whole deal. I told her as such, and she stared at me blankly, appalled, as if I should know. She said she didn't like being lied to, which, again, I didn't lie. She never asked, and it never came up.
She also assumed that you were straight.
Right.
That's her fault.
Okay. I get why she was upset at that. It could be seen as hurtful, and she's sensitive. We both are. So I understood and apologized. She then said she couldn't believe I had ever been with a guy and that it was weird.
Yikes.
I asked her why it was weird. I said that I've seen pictures with her and her exes and that I was okay with it. And she said the ex thing didn't bother her. It's that my ex was a guy.
Yes, because she's a closet officer.
This baffles me more
She's just undercover.
because, again, she's not a closet officer.
I think we've reached the problem. She is.
If it walks like a duck,
She is.
Quacks
Just
like a
because
duck.
she's not saying slurs doesn't mean that, she isn't being prejudiced.
I know exactly what you were thinking.
Keep reading.
this baffles me more because, again, she's not a closet officer. At least I didn't think she was.
Yeah, there it is.
She asked if I ever thought I was just gay and not bi.
Yep, there it is.
And I said no. I said I liked girls before I ever knew I liked guys. She said to me she didn't really believe in biety. Said that it wasn't a good look for the community or something along those lines.
What?
What is that?
What?
Imagine that line used in literally any other context.
It's not a good look. It's not a good look.
Like imagine she dropped that line about an interracial couple. She would be literally ran out of town. It's just like, it's just you
just not
kind
a
of
good
have
look
to
for the
pick
community.
one or the other. I don't think it's a good look for the community. You're insane. I said, well, I am one. So that's the proof, right? The argument basically went around in circles at that point until we went to bed. We haven't really spoken properly since. Whenever I try, she interrupts me and tells me that she can't believe I was gay before her and lied about it, which again, I'm not gay, I'm bi, I like girls, I like her. It's so frustrating to me because she won't even hear me out and just tells me she feels betrayed that I lied to her and she thinks I'm just dating her because I don't want to fully commit to being gay.
Yikes.
So like we should be breaking up,
Yeah,
right?
we should be breaking up.
Yeah.
That is an insane point of view. That's crazy. You've been with this person, and to think, and also I don't even like the oh, you lied to me thing, which OP already apologized for, but I don't even like that because one, she assumed his sexuality. And also just given the way that he brought up, like, oh yeah, that's my ex, clearly is open about it.
Yeah.
Clearly wasn't intentionally hiding anything. So like, what are you talking about?
Just a indefensible position
Yeah.
for OP's soon to be, I hope,
I
ex-girlfriend.
hope so.
She hasn't broken up with me as of yet, but I feel like she's going to if we keep arguing like this, and she won't let me get a word in. So am I the a-hole? Brother, I think you need to be the one breaking up
You gotta
with
break
her.
up with her, yeah.
What?
Mm-mm.
It's just, I feel like really the core of this, it comes from like, maybe not even like homophobia or anything, just like a place where it's like, well, it's like, now I have to feel insecure about every other person who's not me.
Well, but that's
Now I have to worry about every other person on the planet potentially being able to take my man.
But that's biphobia. Because it's like, it's the idea that, because in a relationship, let's say you're we're a straight person in a relationship with a straight woman, straight man, if you are thinking that everyone's going to steal your partner and your partner's going to cheat on everyone, all of those men or women, then you're not in a healthy relationship. The same goes.
Of course.
if
No,
you're,
that's what I'm trying to say. I'm
Yeah.
saying I think this just comes from a place of like, probably already insecure.
Yeah, but
And
I think
now
it's
it's
the
like, oh
fact
my
that
God,
she's saying it doesn't exist.
Well, of course.
You're just gay. Like
Yeah.
those are all rooted in heavy amounts of biphobia,
Or should I say,
which also comes from insecurity. Because I think there's this like insecurity from I'll talk about straight women because that's what we're discussing in the story. But there's this insecurity from like certain straight women who think that they'll lose their boyfriends to a gay man because they're like, oh, he's not actually into me, like he's not bi, so he must be only into men. Like there's that thinking, which comes from biphobia.
there's an edit. Nothing has happened with the situation because it's the middle of the night and I posted this a few hours ago, but this seems to have blown up a little bit. So I'm going to clarify and clear things up. First of all, those people who think I'm going to give my girlfriend an STD or convinced I have AIDS or whatever, F off, genuinely. I'm sorry I don't like being mean to people even over the internet, but far too many of you seem to have this thought. First of all, my girlfriend insisted that we both get tested before we did anything because she got one from a previous partner and doesn't want that to happen again. Second of all of you convinced that I slept around with men and contracted some kind of virus. I have never had traditional spicy sleep with a guy. The only guy I've ever been with was first relationship with said ex mentioned in the post, and my only other relationship has been with a woman who took my V card, which the relationship only lasted a month anyway, so stop. Now, to clarify some important things. Yes, I know I should have mentioned I was bi to her once we started dating, but truthfully, it didn't even occur to me. Look, I don't know, like it's not like a penicillin allergy. Like it's not like you have to like be hi, it's nice to meet you. I'm Danny. I'm bi.
Yeah, I think there's this expectation that queer people have to, and also not on both. Like I think that queer people expect themselves to have to come out constantly. It's like this thing that you never have to stop. You can never stop doing over the course of your life, but that doesn't mean that you have to do that. You don't owe anyone like an announcement. You clearly aren't hiding it. If she assumed that you were straight, that's kind of her thing that she needs to reckon with. Like you literally were not trying to hide it at all. You had a pride flag.
Right.
She just assumed
She
that
said-
you were straight.
She literally said, "Who's that guy in that picture?" And you went immediately, "Oh yeah,
That's
my ex."
Yeah, like you weren't like, it was just a friend. Like you weren't lying.
And it was then that I knew he'd been hiding it from me this whole time.
Yeah.
I'm a little airheaded and thoughtless, not very good at communicating with people in general, and can be quite thoughtless and annoying.
Aw.
Oh, buddy, let's stop with the negative self-talk, huh? Most of my friends back home are queer, and a lot of hers are too, from what they all said when I met them for the first time. I've also been told that you can tell I'm bi by a lot of people, including my own parents. So with all that, it completely didn't occur to me to tell her. I do know, though, that it really isn't an excuse and that I should have told her immediately in the pursuit of transparency. No, stop it.
No.
It's like the same thing of being like, I don't know, like I broke my wrist when I was 7. It's like, you've been lying to me our entire relationship. I didn't know you broke your wrist. It's like,
I think if she had said, hey, how many partners have you had? And then you purposely withheld that one partner that you had in high school, maybe that would have been kind of, you're hiding something, but it doesn't seem like she asked that until that moment.
Right.
Like there was no...
I'm working on my communication skills and knowing when to be more mindful and mention things, even if they don't seem important to me. I wasn't trying to hide it, and I wasn't trying to make her guess by leaving little hints here and there. I thought it was obvious, so I didn't mention it. Clearly it wasn't, and I need to be more mindful. I would never lie to her on purpose to be malicious. You don't do that to people you love. I hate this so much.
He's taking all of this on him.
Yeah.
She literally said, I don't believe that it exists.
Yeah.
It's a bad look for the community.
Dang. He's acting like it's like, it's my bad. I should have let her know she should be bigoted towards me earlier.
Way earlier.
That's all on me. That's my
The thing that
fault.
she is telling you is, I wish you had told me earlier so that I didn't date you. That's what she's saying.
I've been with my girlfriend for almost 6 months. The reason this didn't come up in the beginning of our relationship is because it was quite a whirlwind in the beginning. As in, we met in December, and 4 days later, she began a week stay at my flat. So we moved quite fast. My girlfriend attends university close by as well as having a job, so we may get to see each other over the weekend or maybe a Friday date night, but that's about it. So I like making the most of my time with her, so we don't talk about serious stuff all that much. People thinking that I'm going to cheat on her or think that she thinks I'm going to cheat on her, I hope I've made it clear to her that that isn't something that would happen. I love and adore her so much that it physically hurts when I don't get to see her for over a week. Aw. I'm not interested in being with anyone else spicily at all because I'm not in love with anyone else other than her. The majority of these comments are calling her a closet officer, biphobic, and, well, I don't really know what to think about that right now.
Yeah.
I think we can think maybe it's a possibility if she denies the existence of bi people.
Yeah, buddy. Sorry.
Ah.
It sucks. It's not something that she can't grow and learn and, hopefully change her mind about, but it is a true fact right now.
It's such a weird thing to deny someone.
You don't exist. It's like that one guy who's like, I don't think women exist. Remember that one story we read?
Yeah, it's like women aren't real. It's the beauty of the gaycation.
It's the beauty of gaycation. It's just like this intense denial.
That's what he needs. She's one step away from being like, OP, I think you just need to go on a gaycation.
Yeah.
Just get it out of your system. It's okay. I'm okay that you're gay for a week with these guys on the gaycation. You just come back to me straight as an arrow. Thank you.
People don't like to live in the gray area. They like black or white. They say, this is either this thing or this thing. It can't be in between.
Everyone's a little bit gay. Come on.
Eating the chocolate vanilla swirl cone and someone's like, that's not real.
It's not real.
That's not real. You're like, I'm eating it right now. It's real. It's like, no, it's not. It's not real. Nope. And you're bad. I need to talk to her properly. She's a very emotional person, which is something I absolutely adore about her. But it does mean when she's angry, she lashes out. I need to talk to her about it all, and I need to talk to her friends. I'm not throwing this away if she was just lashing out or being ignorant. She's not an unreasonable person. She only knows about my most recent ex because she was asking about a scar on my forehead, the boy. And I told her the story, which included her. Yes, she does love me and doesn't care about my spicy sleep drive or lack thereof. She's not manipulating or gaslighting me. She is just letting me know when I've done things wrong, which I like because no one else ever tells when I've done things wrong. I'm bi. I'm not gay. She's not a beard. I like guys. I like girls. I love her. If I missed anything, it's because it's 3 a.m. and I'm tired. If you want further clarification, comment and I'll try to answer. And we have a consensus here. It is not the a-hole. But we have an update here. What are we thinking?
I mean, I understand that he doesn't want to just break up with her right away. But I also think that there is a little bit of denial going on. a lot of bit of denial going on. I think that he's like, no, she loves me. She couldn't possibly be thinking this about me. I
Yeah.
know she said it, but she couldn't possibly be thinking this.
I think it was
She is.
pretty clear being like, and for those of you saying she's a closet officer,
Yeah.
I'm going to have to think about that a little bit more, I guess.
Like she's telling you that you made a mistake for existing?
Seems like she just doesn't want to date a bi person.
Yeah.
And I want to make it clear that I feel paranoid that I'm being interpreted as saying that like bi people will cheat or are more likely to cheat because I'm being like, well, you gotta watch out for more people. I'm not, look, when I say competition, I'm not being like, yeah, and then they're just gonna go cheat on me with that person. It's like, no, but it's like, if I'm dating somebody and they could theoretically leave me for Chapel Roan,
Okay.
and now I have to worry about Chapel Roan?
You're better than Chapel Roan.
I mean, sure, I can gas myself up and be like, I'm better than Chapel Roan.
Are you okay?
But
Do you
like,
need a confidence boost? Chat, could you all say that Dakota's good looking because he's just scared?
because there's stuff Chapel Roan can bring to the table, I can't.
What do you mean?
And so
you
it's
bring
like,
way
but
more.
that's the.
You bring so much more.
It's not about bringing more or less or being better or worse. It's just about being different. So if I have a partner and they're like, I think I want a different thing now.
I don't know. I got
And
my
then
one
they
eye.
can
I got my
also,
one eye on you right now.
You know, I don't know. It's not about being worried that they're gonna like infidelitous. It's just like it's an extra layer of like intricacy. Yeah, undeniably, right?
I feel like in trying to dig yourself out of a hole, you
I don't feel like there's a
you've
hole.
dug an ant tunnel system.
Okay,
You don't have to. It's okay.
how is it a hole to say that though?
It's not.
I think that you thought that you had dug yourself a hole, and then you tried to dig yourself out of it, and in doing so, created a network of catacombs.
And now you
Like-
are
like
lost.
underneath-
And now you're
terrace.
lost.
You
You've
are
lost
lost.
yourself.
No, it's just that you
There
gotta
wasn't-
be
there
you
wasn't
gotta
a-
be on point when
Hey,
the
you don't have to defend
competition
yourself.
is everybody.
What?
What do you mean?
Your bi partner, if you could date a bi person and they pick you, they pick you.
All right,
With the-
Keon. Hey, Keon. How many people have you dated? Are you dating the first person you ever dated?
That's not.
Did that work out?
No.
This is what I'm talking about.
I
You
am
don't
so
end up
confused.
dating the same person
I
forever
think we're both-
all the time. What are we
I'm
I
talking
know
about?
confused.
what Dakota's saying. but
Please,
I
can
think,
you say it the right way then, please? Say it.
No, I just think you've already said it, and you're
Okay.
trying to dig yourself out of a hole that didn't
Well,
exist.
now I feel like I've just been saying it wrong.
Yes, you
But
said it
now
more
you said
wrong.
you know.
You
say
said it
it
very
the right
wrong.
way.
Dakota's saying that when you're dating someone, you might be concerned that there's better people out there. And when you are dating a bi person, you're doubly concerned. That doesn't mean
She's
that
cooking.
they want to cheat on you. But my point is, I don't think you were ever in a hole. I think you thought you were in a hole and you try to dig yourself
Wait,
out.
why are we talking
and
about
got
me now?
lost.
No, don't talk about me. Talk about the point. Talk about the point.
The point is we
Now
need to
I'm
read.
throwing it on the floor. You're not cooking anymore.
The point is we
Yeah,
need
that's
to
right,
read.
Maya Jambalaya.
Update. I hope y'all liked that too. That was fun.
No.
I know it's okay. I just wanted to make sure people don't
We
think
all
I
get
think
it.
bi
We all
people are
get it.
cheaters.
No.
I don't think that. I posted my initial post on Friday night. I hadn't seen or heard from my girlfriend since Tuesday. I sent her the link to this post on Saturday afternoon and told her that once she felt ready, I would like it if she came over so we could talk about it in person. About 3 hours later, she was at my flat. She hadn't eaten and it was late, so I cooked and we ate in silence. She didn't really look mad, but she obviously wasn't very happy. It's crazy hearing this because I feel like OP is the one who should be mad.
Yeah. It's like OP is so stuck in the thinking that he's done something wrong when he literally just exists. And she's reckoning with her own. And I think by letting her think that you've done something wrong, it's giving her, like, you're kind of validating her point.
Right.
Not intentionally, of course. Like, you're not doing anything wrong. But, like, I think that in her mind, she's like, oh, well, you admitted it. So I'm right.
There you go.
But you've done nothing wrong.
Right. Once we had finished and I'd cleaned up, she told me that she's sorry she's ignored me for 4 days.
Yikes.
I told her that it was fine and that she didn't need to apologize and she clearly needed space. I decided to bite the bullet and just get into it. I apologized for not telling her properly this time. I told her that I shouldn't have assumed she'd just be okay with it because I expected her to. I told her that even if I don't think it's a big deal or that it didn't even cross my mind that I had to tell her, I understood that it was clearly dishonest of me and that I don't really have a good excuse for why I didn't. Brother,
You do have a good excuse.
to be clear, this is all wrong. And I feel like the OP feels like just like all of the responsibility to address or fix any problem in the relationship is on him.
Yeah.
Even when it comes down to like, oh, you just don't accept my actual identity. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that.
Like you're apologizing for being yourself.
Yeah, so don't do that. Like, you can do that in a political, tactical way where it's like, I'm just I'm appeasing somebody. But like,
Yeah.
don't ever feel in your heart that like, you're like, yeah, this thing I wasn't hiding from you even.
You
I'm
literally
wrong.
said I shouldn't have assumed you would have been okay dating a bi person.
Which is crazy.
What?
I try to never lie to her, especially about important things, and whilst I don't see this as lying because it's not, I now do see that it could be interpreted as that, or that I've got things to hide. I told her as such, and she told me to stop apologizing. Okay, she said something right. She explained that she'd read my post as well as the comments, and I asked what she thought about it. She was quiet for a minute before she told me that she didn't like people calling her a closet officer.
Aww.
And that she didn't think she was being that. She just
Well-
didn't understand how a person could be bi. Be a bee.
I don't even understand that. You don't. What do you mean you don't understand?
I just, again,
Person
imagine.
likes man.
imagine
Person likes
yeah.
woman. Person likes everyone. What?
Imagine that
How is that
sentence
the hardest
applied
thing?
to any other concept.
It's like saying
I
like,
don't understand how someone can be a woman.
it's like person likes orange. Person likes apple.
Yeah.
You like both? What?
I have an apple. I have a pen.
Keon,
Fine. Apple.
how are you Filipino when you're Jewish? You have to be one. How does that work? I don't understand it.
And that actually is a lot of history. That's what they did.
So when a man and a woman fall in love,
And now what? Wait, what is a man?
And now we're
I
back
don't
to the start.
understand. Okay. I tried to stay calm because I could see she was overthinking and getting upset. I told her that I don't think she's a closet officer either, not as a whole anyway. And then I tried to explain it to her as simply as possible. I didn't want her to think I was speaking to her like a child or that I was being condescending, but I did have to use simple terms to make sure there was absolutely no room for misinterpretation. I asked her, but you understand how guys can like girls and how girls can like guys? And she said, yes. I then asked, do you also understand how a woman could like another woman or how a guy could like another guy? And she said, yes again. I then said, okay, now stick with me.
Stick with me.
I asked her then why she didn't think it could be possible to like girls as well as guys.
And she's like, well, now you've lost me.
And she didn't really say anything
Dude.
because the gears in her head got stuck.
She's like,
And the smoke started to fizzle out of her ears.
Ann Smith, Alice's girlfriend, is an idiot. The thing is that it's not even like idiocy because I know a lot of people in my life who also share this same thinking who are very smart. And I'm like, how? But it's this like cognitive dissonance. And I'm like, I don't understand how you can just not put two and two together.
yes, Maya. Well, now you've lost me.
It's like this intense binary thinking that they cannot allow themselves to break out of, which doesn't make sense. Binary thinking.
And I could see the cogs turning in her head. She said that she couldn't see how you could like both, how humans are hardwired to like only one gender. And so if I was saying that I liked guys first, and by her logic, I could only be attracted to one gender, then I must be gay. I was very confused because I'm not a scientist by any means, but I definitely know that that isn't true. I'm not a scientist, but I do know I'm dating a woman right now, so I don't know.
I do know I am in love and attracted to a woman right now, so you're wrong.
Between a rock and a hard place.
It's like staring
And the
at
rock
the
is the
sky
woman.
and being like, yeah, that's blue. And someone be like, no, it's green. I'm telling you it's green.
Yeah, but it's...
Scientists said it was green. And then you're like, no, I'm
They're
looking at it right now.
They're like, you know the color green. So when you take the color blue and yellow, it makes green. No. Only blue or yellow. Only blue or yellow.
no green.
No green.
Green
Only
doesn't
blue or
exist.
yellow.
My socks are blue.
Well, because if you put both those colors together, then it's a different color, and that we can't have that.
Dude, I've got blue, green, and yellow right here.
I asked where she had heard this. She told me that an old friend who she met at her old job was a major LGBTQ activist and was explaining things to her. Okay, so this is really interesting.
Did she use those words? Did she say LGBTQ? Did she say LGBTQ?
Well, no, there is a thing within the gay community.
Yeah, no, there is a lot of biphobia in the queer community.
And
absolutely.
It's been around for a long time.
Oh, yeah. No, it's on both sides.
It would
but
make perfect sense for her to have heard this from somebody.
I'm just saying.
Who was probably presenting themselves as like, I'm an authority on all of this.
I just think it is hilarious if she said, yeah, I know if my friend is a major LGBTQ activist.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, sorry, B? What's the B for?
that is
They're
funny.
an LGBT. They're just, what? So I didn't quite
That's
hear
great.
that. What?
It's literally in the acronym.
And yeah, she's like, no. B stands for bigot.
Oh my God. I told her that's not right. She told me it was. I asked what possible evidence she could have for that. She didn't have any, but she said that this friend was deep into the queer community. I don't know him. I didn't ask. And that I'm not really involved. So she's more inclined to believe this old friend rather than me.
Oh my God. She has learned nothing.
All I have to say is it's Pride Month.
Yeah.
I was hurt, of course. Really hurt that she would say this, but I couldn't get mad because then we'd just both be mad and upset and we'd be in exactly the same place we were 5 days ago. So I decided to change tactics. Okay, is the tactic breaking up with her?
Please.
I asked her that if I've had a boyfriend and if I'm not secretive about liking guys, why on earth would I be dating her? I told her that me admitting I like guys clearly shows that expressing that kind of attraction wasn't an issue for me. So why would I be using her as a cover? And what would be the point of using her as a cover if I was a gay in the first place? She told me it's because I was embarrassed. I asked her about what? Again, goalposts moved. I asked her about what? She said that you like guys. I told her I'm not embarrassed. I asked her if I looked embarrassed at any point on the day all this went down. I asked her if I looked embarrassed now, and then she reluctantly said, no. I asked her why I would agree to and actively pursue dating her if I wasn't attracted to girls. She got mad at this point, but I eventually managed to calm her down again. Getting me mad at this point, brother. You just
really admiring OP's patience.
We took a breather. I went to my room. She went to the balcony. And when we reconvened back in the living room, she asked why I was dating her. I told her because I love her. That's why. I told her that I thought she was funny and smart and gorgeous and that she had so much life in her that I found it a privilege to even be near her, let alone to date her. She told me that she believed me, but she still didn't understand. She asked if it was a phase then in school, and I told her no. I said to her plainly, I am attracted to girls and I'm attracted to guys. She asked me if this meant I wanted to date a guy then instead of her. I told her no. Babe,
this would drive me insane. This would drive me insane.
I like Scorsese movies. I like Spielberg movies. I can watch both of them.
Like the amount, like this is like debating with a child.
Right.
They're like, why is the sky blue? Because the sky's blue. But why? I don't understand why the sky's blue.
Do you like spaghetti or do you like penne? You only get one. And if you pick both, I hate you. I feel like I'm comparing being gay to very trivial things.
But it's
not on purpose, but just to illustrate how absurd her lack of understanding is.
You're doing it well. It makes sense.
She asked if I wanted to date a guy as well as her, and again, I said no. She asked why I was so determined to be acknowledged as bi, which is insane because he never even brought it up. He wasn't yearning to be acknowledged as bi. He thought she was upset that she thought he was lying, quote unquote, to her the whole time. He's so nonchalant about it. He doesn't even care. I told her being a bi is just a fact about me. Just like that I love books and the color purple and that I hate the smell of grape-scented felt tips. I told her those were all facts about me too, but they don't affect our relationship. So neither should this one. I asked her why it bothered her so much, besides the whole not believing bi people exist thing. I said, I know it's more than that because you wouldn't have gotten so angry if it was just that. She explained that she thought me telling her was my way of hinting I was going to break up with her. I laughed, and asked in what world that would make sense. I had told her because she asked, and that if I was going to break up with her, which wasn't going to happen, then I would have just done it and not been cruel about it or dragged it out. Just the fact that she saw that as that's what you were doing is such a red flag because that means she would do that.
Yeah.
She would do that to you. She said that she thought me saying I was bi and her not thinking it was real was me trying to take the easy way out, so she got mad. It was almost 2 a.m. on Sunday by the time we got to this point, so we decided to stop and carry on in the morning. When I woke up, I was worried and trying to prepare my points in my head like I do before I say anything important, but I didn't really have to. My girlfriend walked back into the bedroom with 2 mugs. She made me sit up and handed it to me with the promise that she could speak first. I nodded and took the mug, the speaking mugs. She sat next to me and said that she didn't sleep well, that she couldn't stop thinking about everything, and she said that she still didn't understand, not really, but that she loves me and she knows that I love her and she's going to try and understand because she didn't want to lose me or what we have and that she doesn't like to be ignorant.
Dang, man.
I guess the best thing she could have said, other than like, oh, I get it.
It took so long just to get there.
Exhausting.
It's like a full labor.
I thanked her and said I'd send her some resources. So if you guys have any that explain bi-ness or anything in that vein, then please link them. We agreed that we would try and push past this and that we would make sure to tell each other everything from now on, no matter if it seemed important or not. She's taking counseling at her university to try and manage her anger and control her emotions. And by the way, you can control how many full episodes with stories just like this you listen to, and it should be all of them. You can go listen to them at Spotify or iHeartRadio or Apple Podcasts. Wherever you listen to podcasts, just search OK Storytime and you can listen to over 2,000 episodes. Crazy.
Yeah.
But what's even crazier is we're almost at the end of this story.
Thank goodness. Wow, this person is... OP is a saint, and his girlfriend is just frustrating.
OP, you might as well just become an Olympic track star, the amount of circles you're running in
Let's
with your
canonize
girlfriend.
this guy, because wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the end of it for now. We're obviously still in rocky waters, and if anything else happens and people want me to update, then I will. But I think that's basically all of it. Our talk on Sunday morning was long, but I summed it up as this post is very long already. Also, for the people asking me to ask her friends about if they knew about this behavior, I asked one of her friends, whose number I have, and she said that it wasn't an issue a few years ago, but she suddenly started asking about it around the same time she had met that girl from her old job. Apparently, everyone in the friend group had called her stupid or something for believing that, but that was all that really happened. I've asked about who this old coworker is, but I haven't gotten a reply yet. Okay, thanks everyone. And that is the end of that story. So even her friends were like, yeah, I don't know. Somebody told her bi people weren't real and she just ate it up and we all called her stupid.
That? She was just like, yeah, that guy told me. And everyone's like, what guy? And she's like, I don't know. He's not here anymore. He doesn't go here anymore.
I don't know, but he said he was king of the gays.
Yeah, so I believed him.
I took him as an authority.
But folks, that's the end of that story.
And the end of that episode.
So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you and see you tomorrow.